KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A long talk between presidents. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump calling Russia's president to start negotiations on ending the war in Ukraine.
President Trump says he had a lengthy and highly productive phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss Ukraine, the Middle East, energy, artificial intelligence, and the power of the dollar. In a social media post, the president says the two leaders agreed to visit each other's countries and have their respective teams start negotiations immediately on ending the war in Ukraine. President Trump says he's following up his call with Putin by calling Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The call comes a day after Russia released American teacher Mark Fogel as part of a prisoner swap. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent meeting with Ukraine's president earlier today and discussing U.S. access to rare earth minerals, arguing the more investments the U.S. has in Ukraine, the more security it will give the Ukrainian people.
Once this conflict is over, it will provide a long-term security shield for all Ukrainians.
But U.S. Defense Chief Pete Hegseth in a meeting at NATO headquarters suggesting Russia should keep some previously seized territory, calling it an unrealistic objective for Ukraine to return to pre-2014 borders. That's when Russia invaded Crimea. President Trump's pick for intelligence chief wins confirmation.
Tulsi Gabbard, once a Democrat who endorsed Bernie Sanders in 2016, didn't receive a single vote from members of her old party.
Because we simply cannot, in good conscience, trust our most classified secrets to someone who echoes Russian propaganda.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Republicans who supported Gabbard said she has the qualifications and vision to reform the intelligence community. One Republican voted no, former Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A winter's mix going through the afternoon. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain with temperatures in the low, maybe even into the mid-30s. That's going to help us out. Comes to an end by 10 o'clock. The real cold air comes in after the moisture shuts down. 19. Thursday, partly sunny, breezy, and cold. 27 down to 12 Thursday night. Just kind of slow down, take it easy. We'll be okay. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Does the state of this economy have your head spinning? Let GregHammonds.com relieve one burden, health insurance. Greg Hammonds at GregHammonds.com specializes in under 65 health insurance plans that have zero copays and no deductibles. You choose your doctors and hospitals. These plans have nothing to do with your income and are 30 to 60% less than Obamacare. These are also available all year round to those that qualify. If you have a small business or you're paying for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employment coverage is just too expensive, call Greg at 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. They can customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government. Call 314-794-7784 or go to greghammonds.com.
Setting goals for your retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, listen to the All Financial Hour with Steve Hall, Saturday mornings at 6, here on 97.1 FM Talk.
You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
O'Reilly Veriscan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ASE certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes. Available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon scab within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on?
Well, Trump 2028, that's pretty much sold now. I think it's a done deal. It's the best thing that's ever happened to the Republicans.
Just FYI, there's more of that song.
Are you on?
Oh, okay.
Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him. But we want him in jail.
Jail!
Oh, which side
jail!
Which side are you on?
See, the more we play this, the more people are on the right side, you know?
Which side are you on?
Is there more?
They say in the capital city there are no neutrals found. You're either with the union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side
Did they say mudblood?
No, I think they said Musk bloodhound.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah.
There's more.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
But wait.
Don't take that government buyout. Don't listen to Trump's lies. Us workers haven't got a chance unless we organize. Oh, which side are you on?
The amazing thing to me is that they were able to get that many professional singers together that fast.
Are you on? Which side are you on?
Slow stop, man. You guys took it home. You brought it home. I don't really have anything else today. That's about it.
Let's just play that.
I know.
Over and over and over.
Oh, my gosh. The video is a treat.
You know, I do acknowledge, though, that they weren't able to get some sort of band. a lot of good singers.
Sounded like a lot of honking horns to me. It was, the thing is, somebody wrote that and was super proud.
Yeah, they were.
Like, guys, we got the answer.
I think it might have been that lady.
I know. The one who went, oh, when she was breaking it down back into the chorus.
She wanted you to hear each syllable in how poignant it was to the time we're living in.
The comments are hilarious. I'm seeing comments from people I've never seen before saying things like, For the love of God, please stop. Johnny says, you play stuff way too long. I've never...
Johnny.
Have
you ever been here before?
Did you hear that?
That's coming back. Maybe this segment.
Erica says they'll be playing that when I'm being tortured in hell. Erica, why do you think you're going to hell?
Yeah, Erica.
You don't need to...
Let's talk about other things, not the song.
Yeah, we got priorities to discuss here. Kate just says, jazz hands. What do these people think they're doing? Every time. They had the DOGE Subcommittee hearing today. And at the DOGE Subcommittee hearing, when the left is talking, all that the people on the Democrat side of the aisle care about right now is Elon Musk, which is the greatest gift to Donald Trump ever because they're not talking about Trump. Donald Trump is bringing hostages home that Joe Biden couldn't get back home, didn't try to get back home. And if he did try, if someone's like, that's not true, he was trying, well, then he failed.
Yeah. Which one do you want?
Which one is it? Donald Trump is sending Marco Rubio around the world to fix things. He is working on implementing dramatic change at every single level. While Elon Musk is weeding out all of the spending waste. And the Democrats think that the American people don't like Elon Musk. The Democrats that are in office right now and those that speak for them truly believe that they are going to persuade American voters and the American electorate to care more about a scary billionaire who makes a lot of money than they are going to care about finding out that millions and billions of our taxpayer dollars are being shoveled overseas for things that aren't even being funded domestically. The Democrats really, truly believe that they are going to successfully be able to sing those stupid songs and people are going to hear it and they're going to go, these are my people. I feel seen. I feel heard. The people who are motivated by that song, the problem is that all they do is feel. They don't think. And watching so many people consume on social media, people who I'm watching, I'm like trying to always find myself down a different path in social media. I've said this before. I wish on X you could, like, people could make their timelines be appropriatable, if that's a word, where I could be like, I want to look at Ryan Wiggins' timeline. I want to see X the way Ryan sees it. So you could have somebody who is like Bill Maher. And I could go see Bill, like, who is influencing Bill Maher in his X timeline? What does Elon Musk's timeline look like? What does Donald Trump's timeline look like? Probably, I think he follows like one person. Maybe. What does Anderson Cooper's timeline look like? What does Brett Baer's timeline look like? Wouldn't you like to see the curation of who they follow and what kind of information they're exposed to? That's what I would really like to be able to do, because when you see the people on the left, this is the only place I've gone to really be able to try to dig in and see behind the curtain. Reddit. Which I sent you guys a Reddit thread last night. Did you guys read any of it?
Gosh, yes. Yeah, so funny.
I don't. I'm like, can we do this on the air? I don't know if we could do this on the air. It was so funny. I'm pouring through Reddit because there are a lot of threads on Reddit that are like, guys, I don't know. The country is going so bad. I just don't know how I can go on. It's not like Donald Trump sucks. It's like, I don't think I can live like this. It's severe. The way certain people have been made to feel about this current moment in time is severe. It's very unhealthy. And what is really interesting to me on Reddit is looking in at somebody who's saying that. A lot of people, there was one conversation, one post about somebody who said, I don't know what to do. My wife is dead set on moving out of the country because she feels it's so bad here, but I don't want to uproot our family and start completely over. And it was like a 40-year-old dude. And he explains that he's like, I run my own business. My wife is very educated and stays home to like basically take care of the house and the kids. My wife is very educated on these things, and she feels very passionately about the danger of women's rights and all of this stuff. And it's like, I'm looking at this going, dude, you have a business? If she's staying at home and you have a business, what are you going to do when you move to what I found out later was one of the countries of interest was Portugal? So you're going to leave this country and go to Portugal and just settle down and live that? Like, how can we be living in such different realities? That's the question that I have. And yes, I'm making fun of those people. And we're going to continue to make fun of those people throughout the show. So just brace yourself. But I don't really want to make fun of the people who are looking at this who have been deceived. I don't enjoy watching people who are just like you and me. We're just going about our lives. We're trying to live. We're trying to take care of ourselves. We're trying to take care of our families. They've been so lied to and so deceived. And then you see the Department of Government Efficiency Subcommittee hearing today. And you hear the Republicans talking about Elon Musk found this amount of waste, and Elon Musk found this millions of dollars and this billions of dollars, and trying to asking these people. There were people at the hearing, which was kind of hard to tell if you were only watching Democrats because they were just grandstanding. But looking at all of the different places, even to the extent where, like with Medicare or with Medicaid or whatever it is, Elon Musk was talking yesterday about saying, we should be able to verify that the people who are receiving this are real people. That is not a Republican standard. That is a common sense standard. And all the Democrats want to talk about is the fact that Elon Musk is too rich to be where he is. He wasn't elected. Anthony Fauci turned your life upside down. In fact, he funded the COVID virus that maybe killed somebody in your family. He was not elected. He gave us bologna sausage advice to shut down our whole lives so that you couldn't live like a normal person for probably a total of 3 years, maybe even more. Fauci wasn't elected. And guess what Fauci got? A pardon. What for? What for? Elon Musk is out there saying, I think that if you're going to receive government funds, you should be able to prove that you're a human being. Outrage. It's absurd. And then they go march out there and they sing these. If you're going to sing songs, get somebody who can sing on the microphone so that it's not so easily laughable. She keeps asking, which side are we on? And the funny thing is the more these people look so out of touch and stupid, the more people who are like, Elon Musk doesn't want $59 million to go to the Roosevelt Hotel to fund illegal aliens who are living in New York City while North Carolina has been sitting without the help of FEMA at all. That is such a no-brainer. You just put the facts out there and people go, I know which side I'm on, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm on Donald Trump's side. So keep going, keep singing, keep protesting. Again, I will keep making fun of the people who go in front of cameras, who use this moment in time to enrich themselves, to utilize the amplification of victimhood for their own personal gain, which ironically is what the Democrat Party has been doing with your tax dollars to the tune of we don't even know how much. I will make fun of them mercilessly. But there are real people out there right now that are freaking out. They are scared. And I just want them to see and consider another side. Because it's not so bad on this side. It's actually about to get really, really great. Which side are you on, Ryan Wiggins?
I thought I was on the same side as you guys until the song.
And then you were.
And then whatever they're doing, I'm on that side. So I don't know what side that is, but it's that one.
Let's see here. I should play that song every segment until we get 500 votes in the poll. Vote, vote, vote. Vote like you're in Illinois with every account you can come up with.
That might be counterintuitive because people will tune out of even listening to the show.
Oh, I didn't consider that. I just thought that they love the show so much and they can't stop listening that they would just vote.
Most of that's true. I am that guy.
You're stuck.
I'm here, and I'm on the side of the singers.
You also suggested playing that song as much as possible today. Literally, his suggestion was every bump music song in and out of the segment.
For 3 hours.
For 3 hours. Next time Ryan Wiggins hosts the Manny Fry Show, guess what, guys?
Because it got vetoed today, but guess what happens when Andy's away?
Mark left a comment here, and he said, you want to go ahead and read it for the people?
Sure. I don't know what it is yet, but
It's
I will
up on
read
the
it.
screen.
Mark says, no. Lots of O's, one N.
When we come back, Nick Iacovella is going to be with us. He's the executive president for the Coalition for a Prosperous America. He's also the deputy director of communications for Senator Marco Rubio, which is very exciting. We're going to talk to him about tariffs. We're going to talk to him about the steel tariffs. We specifically, this is fun, we get to request things of the administration now once again, and then they say, here's somebody you could talk to, or here's somebody you could talk to. But we want to talk to people about the tariffs that have been talking about specifically on steel, because I know a lot of you listening right now care deeply about the production of steel in the United States of America, right here on the east side, of course. So Nick Iacovella is going to talk to us about that, and we're going to discuss tariffs. I might just ask him first, can you explain what a tariff is? Because we've asked that question quite a bit, but it doesn't hurt to get to the bottom baseline facts as well. I'll ask him which side he's on, too. Is that the worst thing you've ever heard or the best thing you've ever heard?
I don't know. I'll have to hear it a couple more times, and I'll let you know.
All right, we can do that for you. Stay safe in the weather right now. Let us know what it's doing out in your location. If you're in the St. Louis area, obviously, snow, ice, sleet, whatever's coming down. It was a eventful drive-in. Be safe, but keep it right here. Join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel and go vote in today's YouTube live chat poll. Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? We'll be right back.
How you remind me.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online for your shopping right now while it's snowing and being nasty outside. Get that flooring purchase started with a visit to igotfloored.com. When you shop igotfloored.com, you're going to be able to look at all of the different products that they have available. Of course, they have 3 locations here in the St. Louis area, in St. Charles County, in West County, and Dardenne Prairie. So once you kind of get a little bit going through your process on igotfloored.com, you can go visit, touch, feel, experience the amazing displays that they have there. It gives you a much better educated idea of what you might want to purchase. But you can even request an estimate for your flooring purchase online at igotfloored right now. You will be very eager to see the reviews that are left, the Google reviews that people leave for Michael's Flooring Outlet. They're proud of those. They're right there on their website at igotfloored.com as well. And you can see the different types of flooring. As I said, that they have carpet, even the Mohawk Smart Strand line of carpeting, hardwood, tile, carpet tile, vinyl, the whole gamut. It's all right there on their website. Shop at Michael's Flooring Outlet for your flooring at igotfloored.com.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-230-9333. 314-230-9333. That's 314-230-9333.
The 25th Annual Heat Up St. Louis Rise and Shine benefit at participating Hardee's takes place Friday, February 14th. Join us as we rise and shine to keep neighbors in Missouri and Illinois warm this winter. Get a Hardee's sausage biscuit or egg biscuit for $1 and consider leaving some extra dough with our volunteers. Have a heart. Heat a home Friday, February 14th at participating Hardee's. For more information, go to heatupstlouis.org.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 55 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
You're leaving for work, but the garage door won't open. Is it the opener? Is the spring broken? Now you're late and your car is trapped. Well, don't panic. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is here with same-day emergency service. They won't leave you stuck. The original Red Ribbon Garage Door Company, trusted in St. Louis since 1926. Call 314-781-5200 or schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Submit your favorite fish fry at 971talk.com/events. We're taking the show on the road every Friday during Lent, and we're looking for suggestions. It's Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
Walks further down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of speed. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone.
So if it's made in the United States, there is no tariff. All you have to do is make it in the United States. We don't need it from another country. As an example, Canada. If we make it in the United States, we don't need it to be made in Canada. We'll have the jobs. That's why Canada should be our 51st state. We'll bring back industries and we'll bring back our jobs and we'll make America industry great again. So essentially, we're putting on a 25% tariff without exception on all aluminum and all steel. And it's going to mean a lot of businesses are going to be opening in the United States now.
So there's Donald Trump talking about tariffs. Of course, we've seen him promising this to the American people well before he got elected. So you got to think when the American people voted for Donald Trump, it cannot be a surprise that those people are now seeing him continue to talk about the use of tariffs. Now, maybe people are more interested in what that actually means, so we always look to get an expert on here, and our friend Nick Iacovella is on with us, the Executive Vice President for the Coalition for a Prosperous America. He's a former Deputy Director of Communications for Senator Marco Rubio as well. Nick, welcome to the Annie Fry Show. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Can I ask you like a super basic question so that the people listening right now can really understand the concepts of what you're going to talk to us a little bit more in detail? But when Donald Trump talks about tariffs, what does that mean that the United States is going to be doing, benefiting from, and maybe having to deal with at the initiation of those?
Yeah, great starting point, I think. The United States has offshored our industrial capacity over the last 20 to 30 years. And if you understand how a country can have a strong, prosperous economy, it's critical that we have that industrial capacity. A tariff at its most basic level is a trade policy to incentivize domestic production. And I'm sure many of your listeners over the last 4 or 5 years, during the COVID pandemic, they had an eye-opening experience and realized that there's a lot of products that we just do not make in this country. And when it comes to critical sectors like healthcare, PPE, steel and aluminum, not only has our capacity to produce these very important products declined significantly, but in the case of China and other countries, and in the first Trump administration, it was China, but China has moved production to other countries to continue to overproduce well beyond their economy and country can consume. And they dump that excess capacity onto the global market, specifically targeting the United States. And, that's a complicated way, I guess, of saying why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Because we've lost 4 million jobs. And it's not just the jobs in manufacturing. Economists in D.C., I love to say, will disagree on everything. Tariffs cause inflation. No, they don't cause inflation. Tariffs are going to result in price increases. Well, even Biden's Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, said tariffs will not cause any meaningful price increases for Americans. But at the most basic level, they agree if we were to create a manufacturing job, it has a downstream effect of 7 to 15 jobs in the economy on average. And in some sectors, it's even higher, 15 to 30 jobs. And so that's why I think the president is exactly right to focus his trade and economic agenda on broadly reindustrializing the United States. It's how we're going to grow the economy from the working class people out. It's how we're going to get incomes, real household incomes and wages actually rising. And it's how we're going to create jobs that actually matter for Americans who want to afford a home, save up for their retirement, send their kids to school. I was just reading the jobs report, from this week. In January, the Biden administration, 99.8% of new jobs created went to the government sector and foreign-born workers. Every single month of 2024, the Biden jobs numbers were revised down. It's clear that we're not on the right track. And I think the president's trade and tariff agenda is the exact kind of bold policy that we need if we're going to have a very prosperous economy in the 21st century that is actually lifting up the working class people of this country.
It's a great explanation. We're speaking with Nick Iacovella, the executive vice president for the Coalition for a Prosperous America. So, Nick, when I hear President Trump talk about tariffs, sometimes I hear people say it's a negotiating tool. Sometimes I wonder if it's the actual end that he is looking to reach with another entity that he's talking about implementing these tariffs on. Do you feel as though the way that the president is speaking about these tariffs right now, is he trying to get better deals for the United States? And if the other country doesn't want to play nice with us and play fair, as Donald Trump regularly highlights that we are being treated very unfairly, then the tariffs are implemented? Or is the tariff the actual end goal here?
So I think we have to look at Mexico and Canada as a separate issue. But in terms of the president's goal, it's not that he wakes up and says, I just want tariffs. Tariffs are a policy tool that the president rightly recognizes, can be a major piece of his agenda to broadly reshore production and create jobs. But at the end of the day, I don't want to speak for the president, of course, but when I listen to him, when we work with the White House on policies that they're implementing, the president's goal is very simple. He wants to create economic prosperity for the working class people of this country. For too long, the United States' trade and economic agenda has incentivized offshoring. Our stock market has performed incredibly well. The financial sector has grown, but the working class people of this country have had their wages stagnate, real household income stagnate. So the president is saying we have to address this. And tariffs are a critical policy tool to accomplish that, but they're just one piece of the toolbox. When it comes to Mexico and Canada, I think the president is looking at this really in two separate buckets. He does recognize that we have some imbalances with these two countries where our economy and our workers are being threatened. And I think he's 100% committed to addressing that. Problems that have arisen since USMCA was signed. For example, Mexico literally advertises to China that they should invest in Mexico as a duty-free backdoor to the United States. That was never the intention when we signed USMCA. It was not supposed to be a green light for China to bypass our trade enforcement and build capacity in Mexico so that they could export it and dump it into the U.S. But separately, I think the president was just sworn into office a few weeks ago. He has been talking about the border crisis, the amount of illegal immigration that's flooded in, and especially dangerous narcotics and poison like fentanyl coming across not just the southern border, but from Canada as well. I think it was about 10 or 12 days ago, they seized enough fentanyl on the Canadian border to kill 9 million Americans. Governor Abbott in Texas, his Operation Lone Star has done a phenomenal job. But again, the numbers are staggering. They have seized enough fentanyl, just Texas's Operation Lone Star, to kill every man, woman, and child in the entire country.
Wow.
Nobody, there's people that have a sickness that are drug abusers, and we should absolutely help them, get them the help they need. But nobody is buying fentanyl on the street. They're being poisoned by it. And it's deliberate acts against the United States to target our population. So when the president came in and said, we're going to put 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, he was doing that because he needs this national security crisis addressed. And I think that's exactly the kind of priority that we want for a commander-in-chief. We've seen the last 4 years what's happened at the border. In my personal view, it's been a disaster. It should have been addressed a long time ago. And so when the president says, I'm going to put a stop to this, and we know that the United States' consumer market, our economy, is the single greatest, most robust economy in the world. If you're a foreign producer, you want access to it. And what he's telling Mexico and Canada is if you guys don't address this, if you don't stop this harm that's coming to our country, you're going to face severe, significant consequences. And so in that instance, he's using tariffs for leverage to get our neighboring countries to act. And I think he said something to the effect of, we've tried to speak with them about this for a long time, and those talks haven't resulted in action. And so again, the president is exactly right. He used a tool at his disposal to solve this problem.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a ton of sense. And the concessions he's been able to get so far out of Canada and Mexico, they've moved quite a bit on this issue to help us secure our northern and southern border. It's obviously been effective. Nick Iacovella speaking with us right now. He's the executive director, vice president for the Coalition for Prosperous America. We're talking about the business of tariffs and how President Trump is utilizing these to exact his America First plan. I want to bring it super hyper local here. I don't know if you know the specific details about our local steel community. Donald Trump visited in July of 2018 Granite City Steel, which is 10 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. I was there when he visited Granite City Steel. And when he was there, Donald Trump said, we also know our steel industry is vital to our security and our prosperity. If you don't have steel, you don't have a country. And we've heard as of late some tariffs that could be implemented where it comes to the steel industry. We know that Japan was trying to buy U.S. steel initially. What is going to happen right now with the steel industry, U.S. Steel, and all of these steel workers that are listening right now in our area that are wondering about the future of their careers?
Yeah, and I will tell you that at CPA, we are incredibly proud to represent some of the best steel companies that produce right here in the United States. And the president, when he says, if you don't have steel production, you don't have a country, he's exactly right. Steel is in literally everything. Sure, energy is critical, healthcare is critical, but steel is even more important because it is an input to all of those important sectors. And what we have seen since the signing of the USMCA, there was a separate agreement with Mexico and Canada called the 2019 Joint Steel and Aluminum Agreements. And very simply, that agreement said that the U.S. would remove our 232 tariffs on steel and aluminum if Mexico and Canada agreed to limit their exports and stop the surge. And of course, Mexico violated that agreement almost immediately. In 2023, they were 472% above the baseline in certain steel products. Last year, they were 700% surge above the baseline. That's what the president is addressing, not just, for Mexico and Canada, but globally, because he understands that these are two vital sectors. And I think going forward, what we want to do and what we advocate for at CPA is policies that are going to incentivize a robust domestic steel industry. We have to recognize that China is pushing product into Canada and Mexico so that they can take advantage of the USMCA. That's why there's a melted and forged standard that is in the 232 action the president just announced this week. But more broadly, I think we need to look at what has caused our steel manufacturers to have to shutter plants. And a key piece of that is addressing the surge. I mean, I will tell you, our members, because of the surge from Mexico in particular, have had to lay off hundreds of workers or stop production of specific products at their facilities. And it's because the Biden administration did not enforce the agreement. That's literally, it's as simple as that. We made an agreement with Mexico. We abided by it. They didn't. Our people were hurt. Our workers were hurt. And the Biden White House decided to do nothing. And, you know, President Trump, in just the first month of his presidency, is saying, absolutely not. I'm going to have the steel and aluminum industries back. And, you know, that is, I will tell you, a very welcome development after the last 4 years.
Do you have a prediction for what Donald Trump is going to be able to do, or a timeline hope of how quickly he'll be able to make an actual effect on this crisis that we have right now in our country with steel?
Well, those tariffs are going to go into effect on March 12th. We have been meeting with our member companies, you know, this week. I will tell you that their customers and their suppliers are already pricing these in to decision making. And so I do expect these to have an impact fairly quickly. And the one thing that I think is a really important point to understand about the difference between the first Trump administration and the second Trump administration. In the first Trump administration, the president was exactly right to highlight China and to renegotiate NAFTA. But we're 10 years from when he first announced he was running for president back in 2015. China is incredibly strategic about evading U.S. trade enforcement and our tariffs. So if we put a tariff on a Chinese product, they will build production in Southeast Asia and circumvent the tariffs and transship. That is why the president has made the universal tariff such a focus of his second term, because it's impossible to circumvent and transship and, you know, do fraudulent trade activity to get around a universal tariff. It does not matter where that product is produced. If it has a universal tariff, it's going to have to be paid by the foreign importer before it comes into the country. And it's a major change from the administration. I think if the president continues at the speed that he is now, we will start to see benefits to the economy this year.
Man, let's hope. Nick Iacovella, thank you for the insight on this. This is a huge issue for us here in the St. Louis region, and I'm really glad we got some of the basic information and more in-depth information regarding tariffs and specifically to the steel industry. Nick, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for being with us here today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Bye-bye. Nick Iacovella, the Executive Vice President for the Coalition for Prosperous America, former Deputy Director of Communications for Senator Marco Rubio as well. You can follow him on X at Nick Iacovella. Let's take a quick break. Wiggins America next. Meeting etiquette, 8 things to avoid. He might be on the roof right now. We were going to send him to do one of his classic Ryan Wiggins weather reports. But we're really only interested in Ryan Wiggins' weather report when it's freezing and snowing outside. So he was going to go out there, and then he looked outside, and then the weather report was, hey, it stopped snowing. So I hope he didn't go up, because we're going to have to send him up again if he tried to do a cop-out here and go up when it wasn't snowing. Plus, he's got Wiggins America next. This is his moment to shine. Meeting etiquette, 8 things to avoid. First thing should be not showing up to your own meeting. Ryan, that's you. Next on Wiggins America. Hope you're listening. We'll be right back.
Another one bites the dust.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Lutheran Education is a click away. LESA, that's Lutheran Elementary School Association, or for short, LESA. It's just Lisa with an E. LisaSTL.org/Annie. That's how you start your journey of learning about how a Lutheran education is much more affordable than you think and much more accessible than you might know. If you go to LisaSTL.org/Annie, you can learn about
what the Lutheran education opportunities are for you in the St. Louis area. 37 schools in the St. Louis metro area, Illinois and Missouri alike. You can invest your time in learning about this online, but you can also go visit right now a school near you and learn a little bit more about what a Lutheran education might have to offer for your child or for your grandchild. If you are looking for a faith-based, family values-based education environment, if you're looking for small class sizes, community creation, parental involvement in the education process, you need to check out a Lutheran school. Like I said, visit them online at lisastl.org/Annie.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Lifestyles Unlimited member Chad on the life-changing rewards of real estate investing.
Whenever you have residents coming in thanking you for taking what was dull and drab and turning it around, making their lives better, that's definitely a blessing.
Become a life changer today with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for just $297. A 60% off savings. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? Got to tell you, I think that's a great poll. YouTube live chat poll.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, Ryan. Was that a compliment to me?
Did you come up with a poll?
I did.
Ah.
It changed your mind on everything. What do you mean?
There are two choices here, eggs or government.
Choose.
You got to choose one. Which one are you more concerned about, the price of eggs or the price of government? And they have little emojis by them, too. I don't know if that's on the actual poll. 1247, you can find this poll, by the way, by typing in Annie Fry on YouTube. 1247, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Their parent gave everything for our nation, but when support fades, who stands with them? Join the Precious Legacy at Rhythm and Brews Fest on March 8th in St. Charles. Learn more at 971talk.com/talkinaction.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
This Wiggins America is a visual Wiggins America.
Yep.
For the folks on the radio, I'm sorry. For the folks on the YouTube,
On the
I'm
YouTube,
sorry.
You just got a whole bunch of flapping by me. Wiggins! Oh!
Wiggins!
He wasn't even dancing. He was just jumping up and down.
Yeah, what was flapping
Flapping
exactly?
is exactly correct.
Flapping is what a flapper does.
That's why he's wearing that dress.
That's true.
And the big long pearl necklace.
I didn't even question it.
Mm-hmm. It's because I knew that segment was going to have that. So I changed.
Theater of the mind, people. Theater of the mind.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you know that this is all false.
What are you talking about?
But if you're listening...
Don't lie.
I don't know what's a lie anymore.
That's my plan.
What I have for Wiggins America today, and
Charleston.
this is no lie,
The Charleston.
is, and by the way, that was a great segue. Thank you. Showing up late to your own meetings. These are things not to do at work meetings, but most of them apply more to Zoom calls.
Don't you feel like the lists that are made today are like you could add for dummies to the end of the list.
Mostly.
Say this, but add for dummies.
Yeah. Okay. So these are things you should not do in a work meeting if you're an idiot.
For dummies.
For dummies.
Gotta make it your own.
Number 1 is showing up late.
Okay.
Don't show up late
Dummy.
to the meeting, you idiot. But if you do, don't make it a big thing. Just come in, try to catch up. Most of these, again, are to Zoom meetings. Turning the camera off in virtual meetings. They say, don't do that, which I disagree with.
Depends on how many people are in the meeting.
Yeah, if it's a huge meeting.
If there are less than 10 people in that meeting, you should have the camera on. 10 might even be high.
But turn the mic off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have to turn the mic off. Next one is try to multitask during the meeting, as in don't. Don't try to multitask during the meeting. But this, again, is one, how many people are in the meeting?
I'm definitely multitasking. I multitask while I do a show.
That's true.
This is kind of one big Zoom meeting anyway.
What else are you doing right now?
Just listening to you. I'm kind of bored, though. I'm thinking about paying some bills.
Yeah, I can tell.
Reading this chart.
That's the chart from the last segment.
Nick Iacovella's charts
He
on
had a
income
lot of
tax
great-
burden falls with tax and tariff cut policy.
Mm-hmm. You want to tell us what's in the chart, or are you just doing that for fun because this is so boring?
I was not supposed to multitask, so I wanted to not be a dummy.
Well, this isn't quite a meeting.
You have an
but-
extra copy of that?
You can have mine. I'll take a report later.
Say that was super rude.
Oh, it had nothing to do with you. I mean,
Oh,
that
really?
was-
You
that
just
was
interested in his
super
his data.
interested.
It was for later.
Okay, it's for later. You anticipate being bored. Okay.
It's a 2:00 hour.
Excessive. This is one that's weird but true. Excessively typing in the chat in a Zoom meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Have you done this, or you've seen it done?
What would you be typing? You mean like in the chat or doing something separate?
No, in the chat of the meeting.
Oh.
Typing.
Being like asking
comments.
questions or
I thought
hey Ryan, your hat looks great today. Hey girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant being a loud physical typer. That's what I thought. And it picking up on the
I struggle with
on
that
the
No,
sound.
that's Brad.
I have
No,
all
you
the
have
loud
a
keyboards.
you have a loud keyboard. You just
Yeah.
need a
Brad's
quieter
like-
keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I sound like a drum roll. Say something great.
Dominating the conversation. That's the next one. Conveniently. Dominating the conversation. So unless you are leading the meeting, don't constantly talk. Here's a question that I don't even know if this is on this list. How often should you make yourself known in a meeting?
Maybe once.
I was thinking the same thing. If it's a meeting that's not about you directly, I'm not sure why you're talking.
Is it more important or less important to make yourself known if you're late?
Less important.
You should try to sneak in so that you aren't even noticed that you were late.
Interrupting others while they're speaking. Although this is tough. You know, we did a show remotely for a year. Come on now.
Which side are you on?
And he's not being a good listener.
No, now you're interrupting her.
Huh? Go on.
What the heck?
New poll. Which is better? Wiggins America. Oh, shush.
That's a little better. I'll give it that.
Can that be in the bumper music tomorrow?
Not if we want listeners.
Every segment.
That's what I said earlier.
I've got it at the ready for any time.
Pudding. Well,
Pudding. Like pudding pop.
there's more to this one. It's not just it's not a bullet item that just says pudding.
Don't bring pudding to a meeting.
I don't want to watch anybody
Yeah.
eat pudding ever.
That's an old saying. Don't bring your pudding to a meeting.
Was that something that was there?
We're all laughing because these are inside jokes. Although, if you've listened long enough, you would get them because we had. It was like, don't throw your pudding at the before it's ripe or something.
Ryan had a theory that you could put pudding in any sentence and make it sound like
a saying.
like an idiom or something like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was you or if that was like back in the Tony Colombo
that was
days.
me.
Because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That went right over my head. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was
What
a
are you
whole
guys
thing we were
laughing
doing
about?
for a couple weeks where it was like anytime you could come up with a saying, but nobody had ever said it.
It
But
was
it
like
would
a
sound
drop the
like
mic moment.
it would sound like it had been a saying for years if it had pudding in it.
Do you have an example?
No.
Like we can't remember any of them.
It might be on a short. I'll go back and look.
Yeah, it was stuff like don't throw your pudding out with the bathwater. But that's even worse than they were. They were actually pretty good. This one is putting quiet team members on the spot, as if you are not a talker.
So like
calling
trying
people
to conflate sales and programming.
Not that we would know.
Yeah,
but
everybody
something
knows.
like that.
Every it doesn't have to be radio. Every industry has like the sales department. If they're not outgoing people, you need new salespeople. That's their job. Yes. And then you have the content or production people who are, let's just say, more cynical.
I remember what it was. It was.
It's you had it in your brain while I was talking.
Yes, I did.
That's why you went.
Oh, yes.
You went.
Yes. It was who put the poison in your pudding? That's what it was. That was the original one. And then we came up with a whole bunch of other ones after that.
Thanks for not paying attention.
You're welcome. Not following through on assigned tasks after the meeting. Now this one goes a little bit beyond etiquette in the meeting. This is more like doing a job.
Yeah, like just following through.
Yeah.
For dummies.
Yes. And I will admit that sometimes there are new rules to our podcasts that I conveniently miss.
Like following through, like next time we have a press conference, we're going to produce it.
Well, that's in the works. That's in the works.
And it has been since the first week of the presidency.
I'll let you believe that.
Uh-huh.
But the truth is that by the next time we have a press conference, not today, but the next one, we're going to have some great stuff for you.
Deroy Murdock and Joel Concha in the next hour. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery. Ends President's Day. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter. They're the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Call 314-499-2020. That's 499-2020 or GeneratorSuperCenterofStLouis.com. That's GeneratorSuperCenterofStLouis.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Pushback at the White House. Lisa Brady, Fox News, as Democrats accuse President Trump of sparking a constitutional crisis with his government efficiency cuts.
The real constitutional crisis is taking place within our judicial branch, where district court judges in liberal districts across the country are abusing their power to unilaterally block President Trump's basic executive authority.
White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt says they will abide by court decisions, but also continue to seek every legal remedy. The House DOGE Subcommittee holding its first hearing.
Madam Chair, if we're going after waste, fraud, and abuse, let's start with abuse. Abuse of power.
Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Stephen Lynch says democracy is under attack. President Trump holding calls with the Russian and Ukrainian presidents today, discussing the desire for peace with both.
President Trump says in a lengthy and highly productive phone call with President Vladimir Putin, the two leaders agreed to work together, visit each other's nations, and have their respective teams start negotiations immediately to stop the millions of deaths taking place in the war with Russia and Ukraine. The phone call follows a prisoner exchange between the U.S. and Russia this week that freed American teacher Mark Fogel.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Ukraine's President Zelensky says he and President Trump discussed preparing a document on security and economic cooperation. At a meeting with NATO allies earlier, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth called NATO membership for Ukraine unrealistic as part of a negotiated settlement, also calling a return to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders an unrealistic objective. An American is one of several people released by Russia ally Belarus today. The U.S. Special Envoy for Hostages telling reporters this was a unilateral release, not part of a deal with the U.S. America is listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword, save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A winter's mix going through the afternoon. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain with temperatures in the low, maybe even into the mid-30s. That's going to help us out. Comes to an end by 10 o'clock. The real cold air comes in after the moisture shuts down. 19. Thursday, partly sunny, breezy, and cold. 27 down to 12 Thursday night. Just kind of slow down, take it easy. We'll be okay. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Del Walmsley interviews Chad and Lisa.
This property, for you to have done what you've done, won the award, changed it around, done all the re-up, has got to be worth a lot more.
We purchased for $8.275, and it's worth $19 million now. So.
Wait, whoa. That is incredible. I can see why you won an award, and that's great.
Lifestyles Unlimited. Over 33 years teaching the real estate retirement roadmap. Text the word radio to 88007 for a $297 membership. Save $443 off the regular price. Text radio to 88007.
We've been here 30 years. 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
RulerFoods.com. Saving is simple when you shop at Ruler Foods. I want you to understand that going into Ruler Foods, it's not like a different experience than something else that you've maybe had when you've gone into a grocery store and you're looking to get the name brands that you love. You're looking for fresh produce. You're looking for good quality meat that is fresh. Maybe you're looking for those frozen goods, the dairy products, the baked goods, the bakery items. They have all of these things that you get at your normal grocery stores at Ruler Foods in a very well-organized, well-prepared layout for you to shop. You just pay less for it. So why wouldn't you go to Ruler Foods? That's why we go to Ruler Foods. When we shop there, we are able to save on the name brands that we love. And they also carry Kroger brands, of course, at Ruler Foods prices. You can save on red or green seedless grapes, $1.99 a pound. Strawberries in a 1-pound package right now, $2.49 each. Kroger, 73% lean ground beef. Stock up on a 3-pound roll at $3.33 a pound. Shop online. You can find the one closest to you. You can also schedule a delivery at rulerfoods.com.
Mark Cox here. Are you looking for the perfect start to your child's education? At Kirk Day School, the early childhood program for ages 3 and 4 is where your little one will learn to thrive. They have hands-on activities, nurturing teachers, and a biblical worldview. You can attend their early childhood open house Friday, March 7th, meet the dedicated educators, and tour their Christ-centered classrooms. To register for their early childhood open house and learn more, visit kirkdayschool.org.
When the weather is the story is on 97.1. With live local updates and up-to-date forecasts from 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Your local source for what's important. 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Look at how this works for the Pope. Pope wants to fix the Catholic Church. I'm saying this as a lifelong Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I was First Communion as a Catholic. Confirmation as a Catholic. He ought to fix the Catholic Church and concentrate on his work and leave border enforcement to us. He wants to attack us from securing our border. He's got a wall around the Vatican, does he not? So he's got a wall around to protect his people and himself, but we can't have a wall around the United States. So I wish he'd stick to the Catholic Church and fix that and leave border enforcement to us.
So there's Tom Homan, the border czar, says he's a lifelong Catholic. And I guess the Pope has been making some comments about the American plan to secure their borders and to remove illegal immigrants, illegal aliens from our country. Let's ask our friend Deroy Murdock what he thinks about that. Nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and a Fox News contributor, and our friend here on Wednesdays on the Annie Fry Show. Welcome back to the show, Deroy. Good to have you.
Great to be with you again, Annie.
So, every day we come to work or you open up the news and Donald Trump has done it again. He continues to fulfill his promises. And the border security and his follow through on this, specifically with Tom Homan, is my favorite thing that he has followed through on so far. And it's making some people upset across the world.
Yeah, and as you say, the results are incredibly dramatic. This just figures came in through Bill Mallusion, who's does such a great job at Fox News. His sources reported that, let's see, I think for the month of, since February 1st, number of gotaways at the border, 132 per day. Compare that to the peak under Joe Biden when the border was just completely ripped open, 1,800 in I believe, per day back in fiscal year 2023. So 1,800 per day, fiscal year 2023. Now, under Trump, 132. That's a 93% decrease.
That's crazy.
And we're just getting started. I mean, that's just within the first 3 weeks of this man's presidency, his second presidency. So it's astonishing. And apparently there are caravans that have been trying to come up from Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico, and they're just turning around and going home and saying, all right, I guess that's not going to work, and going back and doing the right thing, which is if you want to come to the United States, great. Go to the U.S. Embassy, fill out a visa application, and wait in line like everybody else.
So, one of the criticisms of Donald Trump, I guess it's from the Pope. What he said here in a letter, I exhort all the faithful of the Catholic Church and all men and women of goodwill not to give in to narratives that discriminate against and cause unnecessary suffering to our migrant and refugee brothers and sisters. I mean, it's really a matter of definitions, I guess, because when he says that, and I'm reading this from work that you have put together here, when I'm reading that, what is a migrant and what is a refugee in the United States right now? Because there's a lot of people here who may not qualify for that status, and yet they're getting lumped into that status.
Well, this is a trick the left always plays. If you say, look, I think that the illegal alien situation in America is out of control, they'll say, why do you hate immigrants? Look, almost every American is for it. Legal immigration, if you show up at an airport or a border crossing and you have a passport with an American visa on it, 99% of the country says, great, come on in, work hard, save your money, obey the law, and we will welcome you as, a foreigner, somebody with a green card, and eventually, if everything goes right, you'll be an American citizen, and people will do cartwheels. You break into our country, that's another story. So here again, the Pope is playing games and lumping together people who are migrants. Migrant to me says you come in, you stay for a while, and you leave. That doesn't mean you break in, you stay. Number one. Refugees, meaning you're escaping a war or famine, or you're a political prisoner or potential political prisoner, something like that, or you're a legal immigrant. Those people all have perhaps, if not a right to be here, maybe a right to be treated well, if you want to put it like that, versus illegal aliens who break into this country. And even beyond that, the Pope said that talked about the idea of the Good Samaritan, and that these people should be meditating on the love that builds a fraternity open to all without exception. And when he says without exception, I wonder if he's referring to people like the illegal alien armed robbers, child molesters, child pornographers, rapists, the killers of MS-13, mass murderers of Tren de Aragua, and even terrorists who are connected with ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Those are the kind of people that Donald J. Trump and Kristi Noem, the DHS Secretary, and Border Czar Tom Homan have been booting out of this country, thankfully. And I guess the Pope objects to that, thinks that these people ought to be welcomed to our country and greeted as our newest Americans.
Yeah, I mean, I watch when Trump is being criticized by high-profile people like the Pope. He certainly has influence over many Americans, but many people worldwide. I feel as though Donald Trump came in this second term maybe with that little bit of a that I was going to say purgatory of 4 years between, but I don't know if that's the appropriate use of purgatory in this context. But this break that he had, where he had 4 years to think about what he wanted to do, 4 years to watch what he had built be destroyed intentionally by the only policy that Joe Biden and his administration had, which was the other thing that Trump did. Let's undo it.
Un-Trump agenda.
The un-Trump agenda, exactly. But when you see the Pope saying things like this, does it ever make you raise your eyebrow and think, I wonder if that's going to get to Donald Trump? Or do you feel like he's got the resolve that he knows exactly what he needs to do and he's going to get it done?
Oh, I think he'll get it done. I think he's totally focused on this, and he's getting the results he wants. And last I saw, the Trafalgar polling company has him at 54% approval. He's more popular than he's ever been. He's more popular than he ever was. And also, you look back at November of last year, I saw these figures, and I was surprised, actually, when I researched this article that's in the American Spectator, by the way. It's not quite there yet, but keep an eye on the American Spectator, and that'll be there hopefully tonight or early tomorrow. back in 2020, Joe Biden beat Trump among Catholics 52% to 47. Last November, 2024, Trump won the Catholic vote 59% to 39% for Kamala Harris. So he went from losing the Catholic vote by 5 points to winning it by 20. So when the Pope attacks Trump, he's also attacking his own brothers and sisters in faith in the Catholic Church, who knew exactly what Trump wanted. There was no secret about wanting to rebuild the wall and close the border and engage in mass deportation. He talked about this at his, rally after rally, podcast after podcast, and yet either because of that or in spite of that, 20% won a 20% margin with Catholics. So the Pope is totally out of step with this. And, as Tom Homan pointed out, the hypocrisy here is just staggering. He's spoken out, the Pope has spoken out against walls. If you build a wall to keep foreigners out, you are, quote, not a Christian, unquote. He lives behind a 39-foot high wall in the Vatican. Trump's wall is only 30 feet. So the Pope's wall is 9 feet taller than Trump's. So as I said in my piece, if this really bothers the Pope so much, Your Holiness, tear down that wall. If it did that, you could take him seriously, perhaps.
You're gonna just make me start coughing again. Deroy Murdock with us right now, Fox News contributor, nationally syndicated columnist. I love a Reagan reference. I want to ask you about. I want to ask you about the confirmation process that Donald Trump he's having win after win. It's just wins upon winning, like so much winning. Tulsi Gabbard's
too much winning.
Too much. Tulsi Gabbard's confirmation has taken place now, which some people question whether that would happen. RFK Jr. is on deck here to be next. Is there anything? Do you see any major roadblocks in Donald Trump's way to continue to get his America First agenda accomplished?
I don't, as far as the confirmations go. I think part of it is, politicians know if there's one skill politicians really master, it's reading polls. And as I say, for Trump to have 54% approval and for him to be as popular as he's ever been with win after win after win, and not just 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. He had, 10:45 p.m. last night. He welcomed Mark Fogel, the American teacher who'd been held against his will in Russia for, I think, 3.5 years, something like that. Joe Biden was there, couldn't get him out. Trump shows up within, 22, 23 days, and here he comes, and he's visiting Trump at the White House at 11:15 at night. The man never sleeps. And I just think with all the momentum Trump has, apparently, I guess we're going to get another hostage out today, or not hostage, but another person who's been being held inappropriately, I guess is going to be released today, according to the State Department. It's just, victory after victory. It's not like 2 or 3 a week or 2 or 3 a day. It's literally about every hour or two. I've been just jotting them down, and I can't write quickly enough. It's staggering. So I think that people see a winner, they know a winner, they want to be associated with a winner. If Trump were down at 45 or 40% and really taking a lot of heat and the criticism stuck and that sort of thing, I think people like Mitt Romney, I always keep saying Mitt Romney, I mean to say Mitch McConnell and Lisa Murkowski and maybe Lindsey Graham occasionally.
Yeah.
And some of these other folks might think, well, let's jump off the ship and start, causing grief for Trump. But they just see this bandwagon just rolling along with increasing momentum, and they want to jump on it and hold on for dear life and enjoy the ride rather than get run over by it. Although Mitch McConnell, I guess, maybe likes being under the bus rather than in the bus.
Deroy Murdock speaking with us. Before I let you go, do you remember Joe Biden? Because it's kind of hard to. We had conversations.
Joe, what was that name? Joe, what did you say?
Yes, exactly. Like if you think back on the conversations that you and I were having every week during the Joe Biden administration, it was just so awful every single week. And Donald Trump hasn't even been in office for a month, and it's like completely and totally forgettable about what Joe Biden had done to this country.
Forgettable, erasable, if you will. Trump's executive orders have erased almost everything that Biden did. His legacy is just pretty much, just gone. And I think also people, whether they agree or disagree with Trump, even his critics have got to say, look, the guy gets up early in the morning, he goes to sleep late, he gets a lot done between when he opens his eyes, when he closes them back and puts his head on the pillow. And just that level of energy and engagement and activity and leadership, I think really stuns people, especially after 4 years of this guy just sort of sleepwalking through the presidency and getting things accomplished, like getting these hostages out, like closing the border, like getting Canada and Mexico to put their own troops on the northern and southern borders, getting Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, to agree to take the Tren de Aragua guys back to Venezuela and pay for the flights. I mean, this sort of stuff, and Trump makes it look easy. I mean, it looks like he does it just like, like people just stand up and walk across the room. And you compare that to Biden, who spent so many years just getting so little accomplished. And here comes Trump, and it's just almost effortlessly. It's just victory after victory after victory after victory. And people see that, and not only is Joe Biden forgotten, but I think he's forgettable. And I think he even looks worse in retrospect, because we can sort of all think, well, if he just exhibited, 10 or 15 or 20% of the energy and focus and drive that Trump has in spades, how much more he could have accomplished. Maybe not necessarily things you and I might have liked, but at least the left could say, look, he could have gotten this, that, and the other done. And instead, he just every year that went by, he was just more disengaged, low energy. Towards the end, I believe he spent some time in the American Virgin Islands around Christmas, and then he went to Wilmington to his home, and then he went straight to Camp David. I mean, the guy wasn't even phoning it in. He wasn't even on the phone.
That's so true. It's good to be on this side of it with you, Deroy. I just enjoy our Wednesday conversations now. They're always enjoyable, but they're even more fun now.
Absolutely.
For some reason.
You bet.
Deroy, thanks.
It's nice to win, isn't it?
Yes, it's so nice to win, and it's good to have you here with us, Deroy. Thanks for being with us again.
All right, Andy. Thanks very much. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Deroy Murdock, nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, Fox News contributor. Another Fox News contributor right around the corner, our friend Joe Concha. You got to buckle up for Joe Concha, because he brings all of it, and he gives you all the details of the things with just a little extra flair. When you hear from Joe Concha on the Andy Fry Show, we love talking to him. The winning is almost excessive, but not quite. We could go a little bit further with the winning, and we'll talk to Joe Concha about that when we come back. So don't miss it. If you want to vote in the YouTube live chat poll, it's a very important poll, folks. The people want to know, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? Because if you look at the Democrats, they're the ones, they're kind of like making you choose. Which side are you on, people? We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
The Retirement Advisory Group, you hit them up online at retirementkey.com. If you're nearing retirement, I'm talking 59 and a half or older. Yes, we're back into the time where we discuss our half ages. 59 and a half, it's a big, important step if you're looking to go into retirement. And the Retirement Advisory Group is there to guide you through that process. If you are nearing retirement, if you maybe have even just recently retired, you need to call them at 314-993-9494. 314-993-9494 and set up that appointment right away. It costs you nothing to make this phone call and to sit down and to have the appointment. You're going to be able to discuss with them where you are, what you want out of retirement. If you have already retired, what you are doing so far. If you look to retire soon, what you would like that to look like. They're going to guide you through how to make sure that you protect and insulate yourself from market downturns. And you're going to have the guidance of so many other 97.1 listeners, their advisors at the Retirement Advisor Group, to make sure that you are in the best possible position to successfully and worry-free retire. 314-993-9494, online at retirementkey.com.
Could you make $500,000 in retirement savings feel like $1 million? Or $1 million feel like $2 million? The key is having a comprehensive financial plan for taxes, Social Security, inflation, healthcare, income, and more. Discover how you could make money go a lot further in retirement in a 3-hour adult education class, Retirement Planning 101. Guys, it's Dave Glover from KMOX. This one-night class is taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects with decades of financial planning experience. They're held at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. There's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. today. If you've saved $300,000 or more for retirement, register by calling 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110. If, like me, you haven't quite had the pedal to the metal the way you should, or if you've had the pedal to the metal the entire time, either way, give us a call. We can help you out. We'll take you wherever you are. 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110 for financial and tax architects.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Wednesday afternoon, I'll be on assignment, as they say in Jeff City and Columbia. Back on Thursday, Brad Young will guide you through Wednesday afternoon. It all starts at 3.
The Mark Reardon Show, weekdays from 3 to 6.
Oh, what you know, Joe?
I don't know nothing.
What you know, Joe?
Tell me something.
What you know, Joe?
Ain't conniving, just ain't jiving. I don't know.
What you know, Joe?
Well, I don't.
For major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, that people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Oh, what you know, Joe?
Joe Concha, Fox News contributor.
Well, there you have Elon Musk explaining to the press what the American people voted for. And I would love to hear Joe Concha explain to us the Elon Musk factor right now. How important has Elon Musk been to taking the pressure off of Donald Trump? Joe, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Annie. I'm not sure Donald Trump feels pressure, but
yeah, that's just true.
All of that said, I just can't get over the fact that we have a media that they're given a talking point. They're given a memo. They're given a meme. And boy, do they go with it without questions whatsoever. So this week, it's everybody has to say, okay, constitutional crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you say that over and over again. Do we have to define what the constitutional crisis is? No, of course not. Just keep saying it. And if you say it enough, maybe people will believe it. This apparently is the constitutional crisis. You have a president who was duly elected, both with the popular vote and the Electoral College winning every swing state. He, as a CEO, as an executive, like running a company, once you are made the CEO, then you hire people around you and you delegate certain responsibilities to them. In this case, Elon Musk and DOGE was tasked with going in and auditing government agencies for wasteful spending, for possible corruption, or both. And obviously, in our federal government, if you ask 100 people on the street, I'm pretty sure 99 will say, yeah, there's probably both in our government based on what we've seen in the past. So apparently this is a very big problem for people where they're just going off on Musk, who's worth $400 billion, as if he's trying to go in there to get the Social Security numbers of people to steal from them, as Elizabeth Warren said, instead of just doing a job where he's already running like 5 companies at once, and he's not getting paid to do this one. He just happens to care about the country, and this is what he's good at based on what we saw at Twitter. So apparently that's the constitutional crisis, that if you question an activist judge's ruling, then that's a problem, and that's going to lead to... No, it's not actually. It's, boy, all I know is under Joe Biden, he defied the Supreme Court over and over again on Supreme, what am I trying to get? Stop saying that, Joe. On student loans,
Yeah.
a lot of coffee today, on student loan forgiveness, and then obviously weaponized the Justice Department against Donald Trump, and tried to, put his own opponent in jail, not him, but, probably directed by him or whoever controlled him. So I'm giving a very long answer here, but the point is that there's nothing wrong with what Elon Musk is doing, and most Americans this is what they voted for, and therefore they're liking it because of all the things he's discovering. That's the story, by the way, not Elon Musk.
Yeah.
What he's discovering.
It's wild to me to have such a clear understanding going into the election. If you vote for Donald Trump, he's going to do this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
And I've never in my lifetime, I don't think, ever seen a president immediately do almost everything that he said he was going to do, and it hasn't even been a month. I don't understand where the left thinks they're going to successfully land the point that we didn't elect Elon Musk and that as a non-elected official, he shouldn't be allowed to do anything, when we really remember the name Anthony Fauci, and we know how much that unelected official bureaucrat changed our lives, kept us from our loved ones on their deathbeds. I mean, we have longer memories than they need us to have. And the fact that Elon Musk is doing exactly, he was jumping up and down like a goofball on the stage to help get Donald Trump elected. This is shouldn't be a surprise.
Not at all. Great point with Fauci, by the way, Annie. Annie, that's so true. That he wasn't elected either, right? And so many other people we could name, like Jill Biden, like Hunter Biden, that may have been helping to run things at the White House, or Susan Rice, or Ron Klain, whoever the shadow presidency was, or whatever it was composed of. It's remarkable, but that doesn't justify. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right here, because having Elon Musk in this position absolutely is not wrong. And by the way, Tom Homan also wasn't confirmed by the Senate, and no one seems to have one problem with him.
True.
Right, because who wants to mess with that guy? So that's one starter. But he's been doing the same thing. He was hired by Trump. He was given a position. It's one that doesn't need Senate confirmation, and he's going about doing his job. And now we're seeing 93% drop in border crossings without one more inch of the wall being built. Just Trump's rhetoric alone and the show of force as far as our U.S. troops there, that's doing the job temporarily. They need a permanent solution there. I don't mean to change gears, but overall, 23 days into this presidency, every day a new hostage is coming home, which is remarkable. And we saw Mark Fogel last night, and it was just so heartwarming to see him there with the Pennsylvania beer in his hand with Trump at the White House. And he was at a loss for words because, if you're in prison in Russia for 3.5 years, you're probably a bit shaken still to that point where it's hard to get your emotions together. But it was such a great moment. Just like the Super Bowl was a great moment. And last night, MSNBC didn't cover one stitch of Mark Fogel at the White House. I found that, even for that network, remarkable, because that was obviously a very big moment. But overall, I have a new story in the Washington Examiner today, Annie, and it's all about how Americana's back, right? Like we saw during the Super Bowl, that Brad Pitt ad was amazing, right? We got, Cowboys holding American flags again, and I'm watching the troops at Iwo Jima, and I'm seeing the Apollo 13 landing, and like all that stuff. It was just like, wow, this is like jingoistic at this point. Then Trump gets cheered, Taylor Swift gets booed. I mean, what's more American than that? That was awesome. And by the way, Trump's day, he played 18 with Tiger Woods in the morning, then you fly to the Super Bowl. You want to talk about my dream day?
No kidding.
That guy just had it, right? So overall, we didn't see the woke commercials really much during the Super Bowl. I mean, that one Nike ad, like, they tell you you'll lose, you'll win. It's like, no one's telling you they're going to lose.
Didn't it stick out like a sore thumb, too? Like, we're having this, like, pro-America party, and everything is, like, there's just an optimism and a sense of pride that exists. And then Nike does their thing. It's like victimhood and trying to profit off of it, which is always the part that makes me laugh.
It's like they made it in 2021. Like, okay, here you go. We're all for that. Caitlin Clark is like the biggest athlete in the country right now, right?
Yep.
And everybody celebrated that. So what the hell are you talking about? But overall, like, end racism, not in the end zone anymore. And Jalen Hurts, thanking Jesus for guiding him to this moment. I don't know. It feels like America is back.
It feels so good, Joe Concha. It feels so good. And when I was, when I'm thinking about girls' sports and watching Nike, like we're saying here, like it just was like, ooh, which one of these is not like the other? Nike, you are in the past. And it just sticks out like a sore thumb. At the same time, going back to Donald Trump having an amazing week, I played 4 sports through my senior year of high school. I love sports. I coach I know that you're around youth sports all the time because I follow you on X. I'm around youth sports all the time. I have 3 daughters. My daughter plays volleyball. She plays basketball. I care deeply about it because I'm super connected to it. But other people don't care about it. But right now, yet last week, Donald Trump signing that executive order surrounded by all of these young girls is the most beautiful image that I have ever seen in my life. And then Nike's like, everybody's telling you can't. I mean, like, that's so out of touch right now, and it's so obviously out of touch, it's enjoyable.
I think, Annie, I shared that my wife was a Division I athlete, right? And she ran at Georgetown, and it's tough, right? To get to that level and to be at the level that she was, where she was once ranked 3rd in the country. And I've shared this story, but it's worth repeating. Like, she's not a very political person, right? She's got too much going on with the kids, and she's a doctor, and it just a lot going on, right? And 2 dogs, by the way, and 3 frogs. I can't even begin to get it.
And you, Joe,
and me, you got to take care of me. That's 2 full-time jobs. But when that bill was, or at least the executive order, order was signed, and I think a bill eventually will be passed to make it permanent. She stopped and watched and said, "Good."
Yes.
It's so unfair what's happening to so many girls on the collegiate level that are either getting hurt or getting beat when they should, for the rest of their lives, remember that they were a national champion or they finished first in their conference. And it's okay, this resonates with more women, suburban women, than we know. And the fact that, again, how many was it? 203 Democrats voted against the Protecting Women in Sports Act. How do you defend that?
No.
How do you run on that? That's a campaign ad against every single one of those Democrats, because I don't see what common sense defense you have of. It's like saying, yay, steroids in sports. We should give people an advantage over other people. Go Roger Clemens. Go Jose Canseco. No. No.
St. Louis, we say Mark McGwire.
Oh, Mark McGwire. I love Mark in '98.
Yeah.
And I'm a Sosa fan.
It brought baseball back. You could say that for sure.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about Donald Trump and all of the wins that he is stacking up, and you're looking at the left, I mean, I'm sure that you've seen we're not going to play it right now. We've already played it probably enough. I've lost enough listeners today. The "which side are you on" chant from the protesters out. I mean, I just think that the more you hear them say "which side are you on," the more people who are likely to change sides. Where is the left right now, anywhere, in any capacity, winning on an issue?
There are three things, right? They're unhinged, they are disorganized, and they are leaderless. Those three things ain't good. And these rallies, if you're a Republican, you want these things every day for the next 4 years.
Yes.
You want Jasmine Crockett everywhere, on the screen, in front of a microphone. You want more Maxine Waters. You definitely want more Elizabeth Warren, who sounds more crazy as she gets older. I mean, they all are screaming. And they offer zero solutions. It's one thing to say, this is wrong, this is what we want to do. They got nothing. And they can't keep up with Trump, so they can't coalesce around one message because the target keeps changing. So they don't know where to aim exactly. So they landed on Elon Musk, I guess, which, okay, you want to go after the most successful person right now in business. I guess you could go ahead and do that. But the fear-mongering, when you fear-monger for 10 years, like they did under Donald Trump, fascist, threat to democracy, and then you try the same thing with Elon Musk, no one's listening.
Yeah.
No one cares. The protests this ain't set to 2017 anymore. That's certainly for sure. Donald Trump's controlling the conversation. That's why.
Well, we are looking forward to your book coming out, The Greatest Comeback Ever, inside Trump's big, beautiful campaign. It's coming out in April. Tease people on your book a little bit. What put you in the position to say, I have to write this book?
February of 2024. I watched Joe Biden once again talk about a conversation he had with a world leader that was dead for 9 years. And I said, there is no way this guy's winning. And Trump has everything on his side in terms of the issues, inflation, border economy, the wars and censorship and wokeness and all that stuff, right? And I said, so this guy's going to win. And I probably should write a book on the campaign. And I kind of did a lay of the land, and no one else was doing that. So I said, all right, this would be kind of cool. Never really covered a campaign before. I could be embedded at rallies. I could have a conversation with the president, which I did. And I just want to go through the whole thing from soup to nuts. I never expected assassination attempts. I never expected Joe Biden dropping out and Kamala Harris being installed.
You were writing the book before that stuff. You started the book before that stuff happened?
Yeah.
And that book wrote itself.
I pitched it, and the book starts in May. But yeah, then it wrote. I swear to God, Annie, it did. Every chapter was just like, oh boy, now I got to write about the Al Smith dinner. Now I got to write about the Madison Square Garden rally. I got to write about these horrible debates where the moderators were so overwhelmingly biased. But the best chapter, obviously, was the aftermath and the reaction to it and all the meltdowns that happened. It's utterly, the quotes that I have in there, especially, in fact, I'll leave it here. Every chapter starts out with a quote from somebody predicting that Kamala Harris will win and will win easily. Bill Kristol, George Conway, Joe Scarborough, Nikki Haley. I got Republicans in there as well. Chris Sununu, you name them. All predicting that Trump was going to go down, and obviously that didn't happen. So, yeah, and the cover's great. It's got Trump waving at McDonald's, not the assassination photo, which he loved. I showed him when I was at Mar-a-Lago for New Year's Eve, and he goes, the head of Google told me that was the most downloaded photo of the year. He goes, you know what you're doing. I would have gone with that, too. I'm like, all right, I got approval. So this is good. But, it's a great book. As you said, it's hilarious, too. I mean, you know me. It's not like serious and stuffy. Like, we have some fun with it.
I'm absolutely going to get myself a copy, and I can't wait to go through it it, and we will continue to promote that to our listeners because the read is good. Anytime you put pen to paper, Joe, it's entertaining, which is important, and we always appreciate you getting on the show with us here.
Thank you for quoting Gordon Gekko.
You bet.
A good one.
Take care, Joe. Thanks for being with us today.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Fox News contributor Joe Concha. You can follow him on X, which I encourage you to do, at Joe Concha TV. Specific to what he's kind of saying there, Joe has a way of, he's got his eye on the media, and he does the dirty work for us. He's peeking over at the people who you can't handle watching, and he just pulls out the nuggets that you're like, I'm glad I got that, which he's including in his book, The Greatest Comeback Ever, which is coming out in April. A great spring read for you, maybe on your spring break. We'll have to find out the exact date that it comes out. Thanks for Joe Concha for coming on today. Wiggins America. No, forget about that. Ryan Wiggins. Wiggins America's over. Isn't it always Wiggins America when he's in here? Because it feels like it. We'll get Ryan back in here. I got to find out if he did a weather report. As soon as we went to send him outside, I think it stopped precipitating. I'm looking outside right now at the beautiful St. Louis flag flying in front of the library. And I don't think it's precipitating here. Is it where you are? Please let us know. Annie Fry YouTube channel. You can leave a comment right there while you vote in this very important poll. Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? Annie Fry YouTube channel. Ryan Wiggins back in studio next.
This is the Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
What you know, Joe? What you know, Joe?
STS-armory.com. Are you looking to buy a firearm? I want to encourage you in the state of Illinois, go to Pontoon Beach, Illinois, and see the brand new facilities at STS-armory.com. You can get the address there, the new location and everything. Katie and Jesse, the owners at STS Armory, are whip smart when it comes to understanding the Second Amendment specific to the state of Illinois. It's kind of complicated here, unfortunately. We got to change that elsewhere, but you want to be able to be a Second Amendment supporting citizen, you go to people who know the ins and outs, and that's Katie and Jesse and the staff at STS Armory. They have the firearms you're looking for if you're looking for hunting accessories, if you're looking for, just the type of things that go along with exercising your Second Amendment. Might not be the firearm itself, ammunition, maybe it's a holster. They can guide you through that purchase and make sure that you are satisfied with what you end up buying. You can visit them online to shop. You can learn about their new location. You can learn about the classes that they teach, all available to you online at STS-armory.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com. Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Underdog Fantasy. And from fast breaks to buzzer beaters to block parties, there's nothing as exciting as basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on a player's stats, like threes made, points, rebounds, and more. Get those selections right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Join in on the fun by signing up for Underdog today using the promo code MARKR, and you'll get a free selection as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. It's really easy. It's a lot of fun. You can make basketball picks. You can also create entries with other sports like the NHL, mix and match. You make the call. It's a lot of fun. Do not miss out. But again, when you sign up, don't forget to use the promo code MARKR, M-A-R-K-R. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? There is no both option. You have to pick one. You're more concerned about eggs or the price of government? It's the YouTube live chat poll of the day. Let us know what you think. And, of course, this is a very good one for comments, so let us know why you believe what you believe. 142. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
97.1 is excited to welcome Brian Kilmeade back to St. Louis.
Hi, everyone. Brian Kilmeade here. I have great news. I'm going to be joining all of you in St. Louis.
Be a part of this event.
March 22nd, St. Louis. You're going to love it.
Get tickets at briankilmeade.com. This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. I think that song is what they were going for when they said, "Whose side are you on?"
I don't think so.
Do you think they nailed it with what they did?
I think what they intended is what came through.
That's unfortunate.
For them and their cause.
When you listen to Joe Concha talk about like everything the left is doing, everything they throw out is another chapter in the same book of you guys are out of touch.
Yes. And he's right, too. And it's something that we've talked about before. There is no leadership right now in the Democrat Party. Nobody can figure out who's in charge. You have people trying to pretend they're in charge who are not in charge, but nobody can figure out who's the thought leader, who's the actual lead of the resistance.
Who do they have?
J.B. Pritzker.
Oh, hell. Sorry,
Elizabeth Warren, I would say, has tried to be that, too.
She's so scary. That's what she sounds like. Everything is bad. Donald Trump is orange. Scary. That's a quote.
I didn't know if you were playing that from your computer.
Yeah, I know. It's so close.
She's trying. I can't think of anybody else who's maybe Jamie Raskin, but these people are not big enough names.
I think that Jasmine Crockett is making a full court press to try to be that person.
She's obnoxious.
Yes, she is.
She's not winning anybody over.
Oh, I don't think so.
I mean, if you've got 3 people in your party and they're all mad at the same thing and you're all just like high-fiving each other all the time, but you're being obnoxious, nobody's like, hey, guys, what are you talking about? Nobody wants to, like, you side-eye that because you kind of need to see what's going on over there. That's like very foul and like, wow, you're really behaving in a way that is unusual. I want to see what happens next. But you're not like, I want to go be associated with that.
There are 2 sides to this resistance right now. There's the side that just yells, we're not going to take this. We're not going to let them cut this government down. We love it. And then you have the other people who also yell, but they first, before they start yelling, they go, we're not against cutting government spending. We just don't like the way they're doing it. And then they start yelling, usually about Elon Musk. And it's a little weird because I can't quite nail down the argument. And I think America is having that same problem. What's the big issue you have?
I gotta find this clip from this woman today.
I knew you were looking for something.
Yeah.
So I kept talking.
I'm gonna have to I think it was during the Faulkner Focus. That would be 10 o'clock. Because I was listening to this in the car and I was thinking to myself, like here we go. I had to go pull up, because I listened to Fox News on my car through Sirius. And this woman was so ridiculous. I didn't recognize her voice. I had to pull her up so I could be like, because I was like, who is this woman? The way she was presenting her argument sounded like when I'm around junior high girls, high school girls, and they're arguing about something that I completely don't care about, but they're very passionate about it. The way they talk, the things that they say, it sounded just like this. Okay, can you turn her up? See if we've still got it. I got a Mrs. Stansbury. I think she's from Michigan. You're good. I have to
mandate that supposedly brought Donald Trump.
For the record, she's the minority leader on the DOGE committee.
So she's the resistance.
She's a leader of the resistance against DOGE, according to Democrats.
I never thought
this
so
is
many
who they sent.
conspiracy theories and wild accusations could be wound into one 5-minute speech, but I appreciate my friends across the aisle.
That's not a true statement.
I don't think she appreciates them.
She says, she speaks in sarcasm, and then she says, but I appreciate my friends on the other side. No, you don't.
I think it's right after that sentence that she goes.
First of all, let's
Yeah.
talk about this massive mandate that supposedly brought Donald Trump into office. Donald Trump did not run on putting an unelected billionaire in charge of dismantling the federal government. He ran.
I literally in my car said, yes, he did.
Yes, and in that subcommittee, they proved that he did.
Yeah, she says that. We're going to listen to that little part once again. That's exactly what he promised he would do. And again, if you forgot about it, you'll remember that when Elon Musk was bouncing around like a bunny on multiple rally stages, you made fun of him for it. But he was super pumped to DOGE. And Donald Trump promised that they would.
This massive mandate that supposedly brought Donald Trump into office. Donald Trump did not run on putting an unelected billionaire in charge of dismantling the federal government.
He most certainly did.
He ran on lowering prices for Americans.
This is where this poll came from today.
Yes.
So this is the genesis of, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? Because to this loony lady, Miss Stansbury, who's the minority leader on the DOGE subcommittee, Donald Trump couldn't do both. He couldn't say, I'm going to cut wasteful spending in government, and I'm going to lower costs. She's half right, and she's half wrong.
I think it's interesting that while we're sitting here this morning, the top of the New York Times is reporting that inflation has risen unexpectedly as food and energy prices have soared.
Was that a January report?
That was a January report.
Who was president for 75% of January?
I think I know.
I don't know that she does.
Forgot his name.
So
What's
did he.
going on, guys? I thought you were going to tackle inflation and food and energy prices.
Lady, it's not going the way you think it's going.
Isn't that what the executive orders were supposed to do? Oh, wait. Or is dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion in our federal agencies and putting an ideological agenda and trying to fire the federal workforce your actual agenda?
Yes, that too.
That was pretty close.
You're very right. You're right about all of these things. It's not like Joe Biden where we did one thing every 9 months. We do one thing every 9 minutes in the Donald Trump administration.
You thought you were going to come in here and start firing the federal workforce?
You didn't snap.
Yeah, yes, that's what he ran on. These were all part of the campaign.
I feel like I'm watching, what was that cheerleading movie that was big?
She's All That?
No, don't offend me. That is a great film work.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yes.
Oh.
She seems like she's motivating the cheerleading squad to beat the Clovers. I can't.
It's already been
It's cold
rotted.
in here. There must be some Republicans in the atmosphere. Girlfriend, you saw it. That's right. Listen, it gets worse.
Have you been too busy trying to actually address the fiscal health of this country?
No, that's literally what the subcommittee that you're on is about. That was Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, that was just Seinfeld?
That's the girl version.
Jerry with an I.
Gee.
Because the numbers are telling us that you have. So let's be real about what's going on here.
Let's be real.
I also want to point out that literally while we've been sitting here for the last almost 2 hours getting lectured on fiscal responsibility, literally the Republicans just released their plan to raise the debt limit while we were sitting here. And they want to raise it by $4 trillion.
That's why you're on a committee to lower spending from government. Lower spending. I understand raising the debt ceiling. I understand what the implication is. It's because government has been spending wildly for too long, and it needs to stop. If only there were a way to do it. If only there were a way to focus on pulling back on spending, which is what Elon Musk is doing because Donald Trump promised voters who voted for him with a majority promised that he would do this with Elon Musk. And how in the world did you find yourself as the minority ranking member on this committee?
Okay, guys. Like, literally, I'm just, like, without words.
You're literally not without words. Do you know what literally means? Okay, guys, like, literally, I'm without words. And then she goes on to talk for more minutes of time. She says literally 37 times. That's with inflation. In this whole point that she's making, she said literally so many times. She says, I'm literally without words, and then she has words. That's not what literally means.
Inflation is going up. You want to raise the debt ceiling.
I can't wait for you to hear what Harris Faulkner says. She interrupts this.
By $4 trillion. You want to gut Medicare. You want to gut Medicaid. You're talking about going after Social Security after promising that you wouldn't.
It's not true.
I mean, really, what the heck is going on here? We're not trying to take down Elon Musk as a businessman. This dude is literally breaking the law inside of the federal government. And for a party that is supposed to be the party of law and order, in quotes, I really do not see you holding him accountable and doing your most basic constitutional responsibility in the separation of powers. So,
what does that mean?
I want to end where I started.
Watch this.
Oh my goodness. We're being schooled by somebody who ran out of words and then started using the ones that my 18-year-old uses. This is the ranking member of the Democrats on this subcommittee on the Department of Energy, Government Efficiency, I should say. A look at that. They want to look at the war on waste now that Republicans are pushing forward. This is one of the promises.
She's so wonderful. She says, oh my gosh. Say no more. Literally, say no more. Stop.
Everything that she said had already been addressed in that subcommittee as being untrue. You know, it was like the Republicans knew what the talking points were going to be, and they had already addressed them. Mm-hmm. And she just went, "Uh-oh, I think I'm going to stick to the script that I had here," because all of that had already been addressed in that right before that.
Oh my God, guys! Literally, I have no words. Can I talk some more? I have words now. Literally.
Like this dude.
It's not going well for you folks. It just isn't.
Well, that's the resistance. I think that
here's the other side.
Is all of it.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Preach! Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight Elon Musk.
If you're Elon Musk and you got DOGE in a protest song, aren't you feeling like you made it?
If I hear that and I'm Elon Musk, I'm shaking in my boots. Oh no, they've organized.
Oh. See, this sounds very similar to that protest song.
Every time I hear that song now, all I think is of somebody like pushing somebody up against the wall and going, "Give me my money! I need my money! Don't take my money!"
Mental cleanse, turn it up. We'll be back in a minute.
Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry.
As we all continue to hear scary ads about the IRS, Tax Relief Advocates is leading the way, showing U.S. taxpayers why they don't need to be afraid of the IRS. Whether you owe the IRS $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, TRA has a solution. With major tax relief initiatives currently in effect, we could reduce or even eliminate what you owe to the IRS, business or personal. Our experts know how to resolve tax problems and end all collections. TRA is America's highly rated tax resolution firm with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star Google reviews. Don't wait. You may qualify for a significant tax debt reduction that can give you a fresh start, but you must call. For a free consultation and to check what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call our relief hotline at 800-336-2815. 800-336-2815. Again, that's 800-336-2815. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Imagine this, a summer evening, relaxing under a beautiful porch overhang, hosting your friends on a composite deck, or enjoying a bug-free breeze in a screened room. That sounds dreamy, right? Hi, it's Kim, and that dream can be your reality with Lakeside Renovation and Design because they specialize in creating outdoor spaces that make your backyard the go-to spot for family and friends. And with their attention to detail and the high-quality materials they use, you'll have a space that lasts for years. Visit lakesideRD.com today to get started on your outdoor oasis.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Financial health is more than just really the investments. You have to look at tax consequences. You have to think about legacy planning or generational planning or your healthcare options. Those all go together with your financial health.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Submit your questions to be answered live on air at retirehour.com. Retire Hour, Sundays at 7 a.m., right here on KFTK.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A debate on the Trump agenda heats up. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Democrats calling the government efficiency part, led by Elon Musk, a sham that's not focusing on real government waste.
What House Republicans and the Trump-Musk administration want to do is they want to look into your kids' lunch money, your kids' teacher's salary, into your grandparents' Social Security. They want to take that money and give it out in billionaire tax cuts.
Texas Democratic Congressman Greg Casar at the first hearing of a House DOGE subcommittee. Missouri Republican Congressman Eric Burleson.
We're trying to save your pensions. We're trying to save your bank accounts. We're trying to save this country for the next generation, and it would be nice if we had help.
The Trump administration says judges are provoking a constitutional crisis.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says federal judges blocking President Trump's executive orders are acting as judicial activists.
Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts. 77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
Leavitt says the temporary injunctions are a continuation of what she calls a weaponization of justice against President Trump. The president says he will comply with court rulings, but will appeal the decisions.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The president holding a lengthy call with Russia's president and then Ukraine's president, hoping to begin negotiations on ending the war in Ukraine.
The Trump-Putin phone call lasted over an hour, and it resulted in a plan for a meeting in Munich on Friday. Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio are going to meet with Ukraine's Zelensky. President Trump is also saying that as these peace talks begin, he wants the CIA Director John Ratcliffe, the NSA Mike Waltz, and the Special Envoy Steve Witkoff all at the table.
Fox's Peter Ducey. Some allies expressing concern, though. A French official says when to negotiate should be up to Ukraine. America is listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant at home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A winter's mix going through the afternoon. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain with temperatures in the low, maybe even into the mid-30s. That's going to help us out. Comes to an end by 10 o'clock. The real cold air comes in after the moisture shuts down. 19. Thursday, partly sunny, breezy, and cold. 27 down to 12 Thursday night. Just kind of slow down, take it easy. We'll be okay. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
CiviaLaw.com. Todd Civia is waiting for you to give him a call, and I encourage you to do it because when you reach out to 833-995-WILL, you are on the pathway to easing your mind, easing the burden of what might happen. Let's say that you had your estate plan, but you did it like 15 years ago. You had kids at home, which, folks, if you've got kids at home, you need to have this done. You can do it at the most basic level, but you need to protect your kids. Bottom line, you need to protect your kids. Parents, if you're looking to give your kids a gift, give them the gift of working with Todd Civia so that your grandkids are cared for in the event of an untimely passing. 833-995-WILL. But you folks, you've done this, you've gone through this process, but it's 15 years old. Maybe it's 10 years old. It could be 5 years old. Circumstances absolutely change. You need to have it looked at again, and you haven't had the Todd Civia touch on it quite yet, have you? You need to be optimized in all of your tax obligations. Todd Civia will help you with that. If you've got real estate questions, if you want to maneuver things for the future, if you don't even know what the possibilities are, Todd Civia knows them. You just need to call him to get access to his brain and to his time, and you will be glad you did. I worked with him. I'm so glad that I have this peace of mind that trust is taken care of. Give him the call. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL. In Missouri, in Illinois, it's Civia Law. Online, it's CiviaLaw.com.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's newnordicusa.com.
97.1 FM Talk presents Talk in Action, where we shine a spotlight on local charities making a difference in our community. Join us as we give back and connect neighbors in need. Visit 971talk.com/talkinaction to learn more.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
How much Reddit do you actually like? Is Reddit a destination for you, or do you only find it if you get linked to it?
Very rarely do I go to Reddit.
Brad?
I actually started partaking in Reddit a little more over the past month. But before that, it was like hardly ever. Now it's almost daily.
I'm addicted to it.
Why? If you get the right subreddits, whoo.
I think the anonymity of it, and I mean, like, okay, if you're gonna go, let's take a stroll through the social media platforms real quick. What is Facebook today?
It is a platform that is mostly for keeping up with people you don't talk to very often, and it's for older people.
I don't think that's the case. I don't see posts from people who I want to see posts from. I see the groups that I'm involved in and ads.
That's fair.
Everything in my face, and I have like, I don't know, 1,000 or something friends. Yep, you're darn right. I don't like most of them. Just kidding. Friends with you on there.
Mm-hmm. You see, I post on there once a week
You
or so.
post on it more than I do.
Yeah.
I think to myself, I need to share photos because I want them to come up in my memories.
Mm-hmm.
So when I post something, it's really more so that I can remember that it happened and I don't mind that other people are going to know that it did. I see the majority of stuff I see is from my Facebook groups, which are local swap and sell, Disney World traveling things, Southwest Airlines traveling things, and Cricket.
Cricket?
Cricket.
Yeah. How I make things. My Cricket.
Oh, okay.
And like t-shirt stuff. Or how people make crafty things.
Not the doll from the 80s.
My wife makes cards.
The doll from the 80s.
Yeah, it's a Cricket doll. Yeah, it was for
Having
girls.
Is that why you had it?
I didn't have one. No.
Yeah.
I had
you know an awful lot about it.
My buddy.
I did not have a My Buddy. I did have a Cabbage Patch doll, though.
Did you?
Yeah. His name was Sam. I was 4.
Samantha?
No, just Sam. He was a boy. I was a boy.
What?
So, boys didn't get dolls. We just got Cabbage Patch Kids.
Sam was an action figure.
Sam was an action figure.
That you could snuggle at night.
I would snuggle him.
Keep you safe.
We would talk. I would do most of the talking. He was a good listener. And then we would go fight monsters.
I don't want to interrupt. But I was going to ask you about...
I'm not done.
Instagram.
Oh, okay, fine.
I did say I needed to waste time. Instagram is what?
A platform.
Good.
Bikini pics.
What?
Yeah.
Yours?
No.
You're on there.
No.
What do people get when they get onto your Instagram? Bikini pics?
Yeah. Good ones, too. No.
2-piece?
What is
a
on my
bikini.
homepage?
You can't have a one-piece bikini if you're a guy.
Mainly.
No. If Donald Trump is the president, everything is real now. A 2-piece is a bikini.
I only wear a one-piece when I go swimming. Because I'm modest. Brad?
I wear a 2-piece.
Okay.
It's more trunks and a tank top. But
okay.
Yeah. 2-piece. Not the full bikini.
Okay. So when you post those pictures, do people go, 2-piece?
Well, it just depends on what angle I give them.
Ryan.
What angle I give them. And
you know Brad's all about the clicks.
Mm-hmm. 25 reasons your boss sucks.
I usually put
You're not going to
like,
believe number 5.
Something like, if this post gets 50,000 likes, I'll take it down.
Instagram is about photos, and that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do people what percentage do you use Instagram? You use Instagram probably the most.
I scroll it for when I get on the scroll.
Pics?
Yeah, for the bikini pics. No, for the funny reels. That's where I send most of the funny. That's where I get most of the funny videos I send you guys. At least the ones I think are funny.
What percentage of your Instagram feed is people you know in real life?
I am not really on Instagram,
Neither am I.
Just Brad. I'd say 100%.
For his bikini pics.
He follows me for the bikini pics.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what social media do you use to connect with people you know?
Facebook is it. That's the only one.
And it's not even, I would say that it's well less than 50% of what I consume is from people I actually know.
Yeah, and about 80% of the people on Facebook never post anything. And then 20% post everything. So it's the same few people.
Or is that just what the algorithm has served you?
I have no idea.
Same. If Facebook got back to personally connecting people, it would win because I don't think that social media exists right now. X is about crap posting all of the time.
Oh, yeah, it's fun, though.
Yeah, I love it. I'm on it.
I'm addicted to X right now because of all the news.
And then YouTube is video based, of course, but like you can spend a lot of time watching YouTube shorts, and it could be about anything. Reddit is in my opinion, the only place you can actually go, unless I'm overlooking something, the only place you can actually go to have super in-depth, deep dive discussions about any topic that exists. And you could people suck, so maybe sometimes the conversations go in a dark way. But if the anonymity on Reddit allows people to discuss things that aren't normally discussed, like the topic I sent you guys.
It's the bathroom stall wall of the internet, and
even a little deeper than
anonymous posting.
The headline
That used to be where you'd post anonymously.
I mean, there are threads on Reddit that are just pictures of license plates that people couldn't figure out. I love those. I lay there and I think about it and I'm going to figure it out. And then I'm like, oh, heck, I'll just read the comments. And then the first comment answers it. I'm like, well, that was obvious. Why didn't I try harder? Then I feel like a failure. And then I complain about it on Reddit for feeling like a failure. We're such a digital society right now, but everything you do online, everything that most people do online seems to be to like, you're just branding yourself. Which is why, like, in Facebook, this is a little peek into the mind of myself. I don't want to put stuff out on my personal Facebook because I don't want people to think that I think that they care about my life. Is that weird? Like, to be like, you want to know about the successes that my kids are having, or you want, like, there's a lot of people, there are people who post that stuff on it, and they're probably just very proud of their family members or of themselves or whatever it is. It's probably completely and totally good and fine and everything, but I don't want people to follow me or to be friends with me or connected to me to be like, Annie's just really killing it in life. Like, look at all these things that she's doing all the time. So I just assume that people don't want to see that, so I don't post it, which is why I say when I do put stuff out on social media, it's really because I want to see it the next time that we come around to that point in the year.
You are overthinking it a little bit.
Oh,
but,
I'm sure I'm overthinking it.
But it is also a great place. I recommend keeping Facebook, though, because it is a great place to promote your books. That's pretty much why I
don't
use
have
it.
any books.
Well, then you need to start writing, clearly.
All right, I tell all about you.
That's fine. You don't know me well enough that I don't think you know any of my deep, dark dirt.
I don't think that matters. I'll just make it up.
Well, I will stay on Facebook and counter.
You can write a follow-up. See what we're doing here?
I'm not going to write a follow-up to me. I'm going to write one about you.
Which book would sell more?
I think the one about you, which says a lot about my popularity.
Or your writing skills.
That's also possible.
And creativity.
Mm-hmm. It'll be an Annie Frey tell-all, but it'll just be more grocery items.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about I've been reading a lot about media and specifically radio. People will talk about radio it's interesting. For a long time, radio is kind of like the dying industry, but there's kind of been a parsing of that now because talk radio has actually seen some resurgence due to podcasting. People are now more inclined to listen to talking because podcasts have become more popular. And then you realize that, radio is a live podcast, which gives it an element of excitement that podcasting doesn't have. Podcasting, to some extent, there has to be some shelf life to a podcast. If you're huge and you're Joe Rogan and how often does he do one? Every week?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
3 times a week, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty long.
They're 3 hours because I subscribe to him on YouTube and I watch a lot of the snippets that JRE Clips puts up. I love watching them. But whenever he's got somebody on that's interesting, if I've got kids in the room and it's 3 hours, it's like I can't do that. That's not for me. There are plenty of people who are listening to it. Joe Rogan doesn't need me. But I appreciate what he's doing so much. If Joe Rogan did a radio show, how successful would it be? It'd be huge.
It'd be probably the number one radio show in the world.
The portability and the flexibility that Joe Rogan has to podcast makes that an obvious I totally get why he's not like, I really need to get into radio so that I have to be in the exact same spot every weekday from noon to 3 or whatever it might be. He's made it in a different realm, of course, and radio, I think, would certainly add to what he's doing, but it wouldn't be necessary at all. But I do think that podcasting has made radio more relevant. But what has to happen at the same time with radio, in order for us to stay relevant, is to try to think forward in a digital way so that we can add all of these digital elements to what we're doing in a pretty old, yes, but like the longevity behind radio is pretty significant. Radio has had an enormous impact in the course of history, in the course of time. If there is an emergency that happens, a radio might be the only thing that you have to connect to what is going on in the world. So having an actual radio, like how many of you folks have a radio in your home? I know a lot of people who listen to our show on their smart devices. You tell it to tune into 97.1. I, out of respect to you, I'm not going to talk to her right now and tell it to do this, but a lot of people do consume our broadcast through a smart speaker. How many of you, when you're talking about preparing for disasters, how many of you have a battery-powered radio in your home in case of an emergency?
Yeah, we have one.
Mine cranks.
Yours cranks. We have weather radios, which I ended up getting after we went to Joplin and helped clean up after that tornado. It was hugely impactful to be on the ground there and just see everything gone for as far as you could see. So we have a medium. It's not going to go away, but it does have to refine itself all of the time. So I'm constantly looking at the different types of social media that are out there so that we can integrate them into our show and be forward thinking. And I mean, Brad, you definitely know this as much as anyone. Ethan, you've worked on a lot of different radio shows in your time here at Odyssey. Like, we're constantly trying to push the envelope on what we can do next, how we can be better, how we can be forward thinking, which is where the YouTube comes in. And the videos, the amount of videos that we put out afterwards and everything. It's why I'm always telling you to go to YouTube to vote in the poll. We're trying to connect on a one-to-one level with you as much as we possibly can, so that we can be one step ahead of the game. Because that's where radio is going. Radio is not going anywhere, but it is going to change. It is going to evolve, and we're always trying to be ahead of it. But it's diversifying. Yeah.
Is this your big lead up to an announcement that we're going to start broadcasting on Reddit?
No. But I think that
Can
Reddit...
you even do that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure that
Can we do it anonymously? We just have like smiley faces over our faces. Nobody knows who we really are.
It's called The Show.
The thing about Reddit that is interesting to me is that message boards are a very old internet thing. Just straight up message boards where people will go. And that's what Reddit is. So it's kind of in that same vein. It's old internet, which internet is older than Ethan, but not older than us, unfortunately.
It's older than us if you believe Al Gore.
What do you want me to say?
I'm too young to get that joke.
Yeah.
Just laugh.
Exactly.
Enjoy it. Just enjoy yourself. There you go. You're all having a good time.
That's what we always say about
You're
Ryan's
so
jokes.
funny, Ryan.
Thank you.
Knock it off. The idea that Reddit is like a platform that is super old, but then you get into it and you're like, I love this. Or at least I do. Mm-hmm. You enjoyed that? You enjoyed the thread I sent you, right?
Man, can we at least say the topic? We don't have to go into it.
You can.
It is about farts. On dates.
You guys can't even. That's all it takes for you to.
Well, it's really funny. It's a really funny thread.
People are making a lot of their own personal life experience suggestions on what they do at the event.
Yeah.
And y'all
been
been creative. It's mostly women who don't know what to do.
Which was very eye-opening.
Oh, man. And nose plugging. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, more Annie Fry show right around the corner. We're going to discuss this real quick when we come back, and then Ethan will give us the results at the end of the show. Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? The Democrats say you only got to pick one, So if you had to pick, which one would you choose? Go to youtube.com/@AnnieFry, and you'll see we're broadcasting live there. And in the live chat portion of the live broadcast, you vote. We'll be right back.
Felt so good. We didn't want it to end, so we went looking for
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Staying warm today. It's cold outside. Yeah, we understand that. Air Comfort Service has got your comfort zone one phone call away always. So this is a great number to have stuck in your phone, and it's a great number to have in the event that you are maybe looking after someone else. Have you checked in on your loved ones today? Make sure that they are safe and secure, that their home is heating. You call 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, and Air Comfort Service is going to answer the call literally for you and make sure that your comfort zone is right around the corner. Let me interest you in their heating system preferred plan. $19 a month. You get your 12-month free when you pay monthly. You get discounts on service calls, repairs, and new equipment. You get priority service on a day like today. That might be very important. Think about it for homes that you maybe maintain, that you live in, but also maybe loved ones that you care for. That $19 a month gets them to the top of the list in case anything ever happens and the service gets done right the first time and it gets done very well. 314-513-0091. That's the number to call. Hit them up online at aircomfortservice.com.
What's it going to take for you to realize the IRS is in full-blown attack mode, and if you have IRS issues, your timely response is critical? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We certainly know the IRS has ramped up efforts because we're seeing a lot more clients with threats of intents to seize property or levy rights to property. If you have IRS issues, call the Lance Drury Firm today. Today, don't wait. Those IRS notices have hard deadlines for exercising your appeal rights. If you miss the deadline, your rights to a legal appeal are gone. Let the Lance Drury Law Firm get between you and the IRS today, and we'll help you manage your case to achieve the best outcome. IRS problems are serious legal matters, so call Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Don't wait. Call 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120, and schedule your free consultation with me, Lance Drury, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, Jimmy Fallon here with a quick listening tip for you. If you miss Fox Across America or any of your other Fox News favorites, do not worry. I got you covered. You can stream previously aired shows with Rewind, available exclusively on the free Odyssey app. So if you're busy work days, it doesn't mean you have to miss out on the news. Listen to your Fox shows on your time with Odyssey. To get started, just download the free Odyssey app and search for Fox News Radio. That's Odyssey, A-U-D-A-C-Y. I'm spelling it out in case you're a little slow like me.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Attention St. Louis Medicaid residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in St. Louis and they get paid instantly. This is 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need, and your caregiver gets paid instantly. Freedom Care has over 7,000 5-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in St. Louis for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's free to you through Medicaid, go to freedomcare.com or call 314-597-1749, 314-597-1749, 314-597-1749.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
There's a music station that fits your taste at Odyssey.com. Download the app for instant access to hundreds of music stations and listen live to 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey app. Download it or stream from 971talk.com.
You keep me wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. I was caught up in your orbit, spinning like a bullet. I was wrapped around your finger, wrapped around your finger. Then I shot.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. The YouTube live chat poll, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? Brad, this is kind of the thing that was posed to us in that conversation with the minority representative, minority party representative in that DOGE subcommittee hearing. Watching Elon Musk navigate a lot of what is being thrown at him right now, he's clearly public enemy number one for the Democrats.
Yeah, for whatever reason, well, I know for whatever reason that he's out there, he's the one making moves, but I look at this strategy. Elon Musk, is tough. He doesn't really care what other people think. I've watched his career for a long time, and he's about finding the right ideas and finding good ideas. So he's the right person to step in here and be the one to suffer the slings and arrows for DOGE. But I think that they don't like him because he's exposing a lot of corruption.
He's standing next yesterday to Donald Trump. Donald Trump sitting at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. And you've got Elon Musk standing to Donald Trump's right. He's got X, his son, on his shoulders. It's like kind of, just like a little kid would do. I don't know, how's his oldest kid? Maybe 5. And he's just talking about what DOGE is doing. They're right there in the Oval Office explaining exactly what it is that they're doing immediately, directly to the press. It's just amazing.
And this is big numbers. Talking about $100 to $200 billion a year. Sure. Serious money.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, it apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere, frankly. I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really excited about. And that is really an enormous number of condoms, if you think about it. If it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
So he says that's really an enormous amount of condoms. And Donald Trump is just sitting there letting Elon Musk do his thing. His son, X, that's his name, is on Elon Musk's shoulders. Elon Musk has his black Make America Great Again hat on, and his son, just as a 5-year-old would do, has his hands like folded. He looks so bored. He's with Dad. He's in the Oval Office. He's sitting next to Donald Trump. He's like, Dad, can't we do something cool? And you got Elon Musk sitting there going like, okay, we're happy to correct the record anytime that we need to. The $50 million in condoms to Mozambique as opposed to Hamas, I understand the correction that's needed there, so we're going to correct the record. Although, in Elon Musk's words, that's an enormous amount of condoms. On that, hi, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
You look great.
Thank you. I've got the coat on.
I bought that for you.
I keep this coat for one event per year, and it is the weather report.
Did you go?
I did.
How was it?
It's snowy.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. We have a video to share.
All right. We'll do that when we come back.
With you at some point. I don't know.
You should, Ethan, why don't you upload it to StreamYard and we can play it directly from there. If you get the file locally somewhere, then you can just pull it and load it right into the videos on StreamYard. And did you use any profanity?
I think it's only profanity.
Is there any nudity?
Yeah. Well, I got the coat on, but
all right,
nothing
we'll
else.
air it in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Steve's out of town.
That's why we're doing all this?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What else do you guys want to see? You let us know. Now's the time.
Brad, shave your beard.
How's your beard doing?
Not great. It's kind of ratty. It's coming back in.
It looks more like you don't look so much like you did on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be slow. I think by the time we get to Monday, it'll start to look like a beard again. Right now, it just looks kind of gross.
Did you hear Elon Musk's comments from the Oval Office?
I listened to that whole thing yesterday.
Isn't it amazing to listen to? I mean, if the phrase is frequently democracy in action, but you listen to what the Democrats are shouting about all of this stuff with Elon Musk being done in secret and everything. And it's really not being done in secret. It's as transparent as I've ever seen government be, watching him comb through all of these things that were kind of secretive in the way that the American tax dollar was originally being spent. It feels like that was the secret part of it. And then he's out there with his team weeding out all of this spending and tweeting about it, posting about it on X so that, yeah, we can actually get to the bottom of where our tax dollars are going. And then he's explaining
There's
the process.
There's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government. And if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. It's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy.
Listen to him. The way he's explaining this, straight to the face of the media, that's asking these questions. And, honestly, I don't think that the media, I think a portion of them are still as hateful as they've always been. They're just not being as effective. But Donald Trump has taken the media, the hateful media's ability away for them to win these wars because he talks directly to the people. The media can't speak for Donald Trump. They tried to ice him out, and they were completely unsuccessful in doing it, so much so that he's sitting again at the Resolute desk. What a gift Elon Musk is.
And I love that he started this whole thing by saying that, because that is the whole point. It's keep your eye on the ball. This is what's going on here. Remember, you have a fourth branch of government that does not exist in our Constitution right now that needs to be accountable. And he's saying that at the onset of this press conference. The other great thing is that you have so many people, I think we've alluded to this before. Normally, if you see a press conference happening in the Oval Office with somebody standing next to the president, the majority of America does not care one bit about whatever that is. But when it's Elon Musk standing next to Donald Trump, people are pretty interested in what that's going to be. Not 100% of everybody, but it's way more attention grabbing. And that is a huge part of this, is keeping people aware of what is happening. The transparency is about as good as you could be.
I want to, before we take a break here, and we've got the video, we're going to play that when we come back, of Ryan's weather report, just in case anybody doesn't know what's happening today. We've got you covered, because that's what we're about here in 97.1 FM Talk. I always have to look at that sign to remember what our name is.
The Annie Fry Show.
Yeah, I know that one. No, I know that one.
Oh, yeah?
It's the one behind Brad's head.
Oh.
97.1 FM Talk.
97.1 FM Talk. You forget the name of the station?
Well, I've been here for 16 years, and it's been named a few different things. I like this one.
Okay.
Chicago Sun-Times reports within the last couple hours, Michael Madigan guilty of bribery, conspiracy, and wire fraud. From the Chicago Sun-Times, authored by John Seidel. And let's see here. It says a federal jury has found former Illinois House Speaker Michael J. Madigan guilty of bribery, conspiracy, and wire fraud. In a partial verdict announced Wednesday morning, jurors found Madigan guilty of 10 counts against him and not guilty of 7 others. The jury reached no verdict on 6 other counts, including a charge of racketeering conspiracy. Madigan watched as the verdict was brought to the judge. As it was read, he looked toward the floor, giving no expression as the counts were announced, both guilty and not guilty, occasionally giving a slight nod. As he left the courtroom, Madigan was met by his 2 daughters, Tiffany and Nicole, who had been seated in the front row. They touched his shoulder and followed him out. The verdict came nearly 65 hours into the jurors' deliberations in the case against Madigan, who broke records as the longest-serving state House leader in the nation before a widening federal corruption probe forced him from office in 2021. Let's see here. Madigan was found guilty on 10 counts related to Commonwealth Edison and for efforts to secure a state board seat for former 25th Ward Alderman Danny Solis. He was found not guilty, or there was no verdict on racketeering conspiracy count related to an apartment project, a parking lot in Chinatown, and AT&T legislation. The verdict count here, racketeering conspiracy, no verdict. Conspiracy with ComEd, guilty. Bribery for the ComEd board seat, not guilty. Bribery with the ComEd payments to Zalewski in 2018, guilty. Use of a facility to promote unlawful activity with ComEd, Madigan, guilty. Bribery, ComEd payments to Olivio, Nice, and Zalewski in 2019, Madigan, guilty. Use of a facility to promote unlawful activity with ComEd, this one, not guilty. Wire fraud, the state board, guilty. 3 times, 3 different counts there. Bribery with the state board, not guilty. 3 times on use of a facility to promote unlawful activity with the state board, guilty. And then they go on to have a few more where he's not guilty and no verdict. So Mike Madigan, a name that I used to say a lot on the show, haven't said lately because he's been dealing with all of this, found guilty on 10 counts against him. Good. Probably should have been more, but we'll find out what the sentencing means after all of this. It's an important thing in the state of Illinois. The corruption went straight through Mike Madigan. He was the person who had his finger on everything, his thumb on everything. And I guess maybe he'll go to jail. I guess we'll see.
No idea.
No idea. We'll follow it, though, and we will keep you up to date. Quick break. When we come back, a weather report from the weather department, which happens once a year.
It does. It's about that time.
Yeah, it's February. Could happen again this year. You never know.
This is the one you get, though.
This is the one I get?
Yeah.
We'll see. Is this one good? You happy with this one?
I haven't seen it yet.
Did you mail it in?
No, I didn't mail it in.
Okay.
I went for it.
All right. Stick around on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We will watch it and, of course, listen to it on 97.1 FM Talk next.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
American Mortgage is the home of the bagel loan, and when you refinance your home with the bagel loan, you get to enjoy the wonderful benefit of $0 in closing costs. So a lot of people will think, oh, if I'm going to refi, it's going to cost so much to end up doing that, and then you got to pay the interest and all that up front. If you don't have to pay those closing costs and you could lower your rate right now, come on, folks, it's a no-brainer. Now, you might even be interested in changing the term on your mortgage. So let's say you refinance and you can knock 5 years, maybe more, off the length of your loan and not pay anything right now to do it. And then you get your house paid off 5 years earlier. Think about the interest that you're saving doing that. Whatever your circumstances are, if you're looking to do a refinance, get some cash out on it, change the length of your term, Stewie is waiting for your phone call at 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440 is the number to call. You can also text Stewie directly at that number, 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan to find out all of the information you need or just reach out to him directly. NMLS number 226715.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholt of Kaufman Townsley. We've won the trust of thousands of clients who are victims of careless drivers. We have the team, the talent, and the tenacity to get you the money you deserve. Call 314-500-5000. That's 314-500-5000.
February 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show at the Arnold Eagles Hall in Arnold, Missouri. Browse tables of firearms, ammo, knives, books, and military items. Buy, sell, or trade. Admission's only $10. Kids under 12 free with a paid adult, and parking is free. Don't miss the semi-annual Missouri Arms Collectors Gun Show at the Arnold Eagles Hall on 1725 Jeffco Boulevard. For complete info, visit MissouriArms.com. The Missouri Arms Collectors Association is a not-for-profit NRA-affiliated club.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? I have real thoughts about this. We'll probably get to this in the next segment. And the results, of course, to the YouTube live chat poll right before we end the show at about 2:56.
The Democrats only talk about eggs.
They do talk about eggs a lot.
That's
I'm looking
a lot.
forward to eggs coming down in price, both because of the eggs and the talking points.
Then what will they talk about?
YouTube live chat poll today. Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? It is 2:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Good afternoon. Ethan Hannaford here, producer for The Mark Reardon Show. Mark is on assignment today in Jefferson City and Columbia. He will be back tomorrow. Brad Young is hosting today. We have a great lineup of guests for you, including former St. Louis County Police Chief Tim Fitch, Washington Times White House correspondent Jeff Murdock, and much more. It all starts at 3.
Brother Bellas in the back, sweet singers in the front, cruising down the freeway in the hot, hot sun. Suddenly red blue lights.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Fry Show.
Belly pretty words of comfort. Sinner just hides her eyes. Policeman taps the shades and sell a Chevy 69. How bizarre. How bizarre.
This was such a huge hit. What year would this have been? 94, maybe?
I'd say 95. Yeah, right around there.
Is it OMC? They were Australian. Are Australian or whatever, and
1996.
96. Being that my grandmother was from Australia, I just felt like super connected to this song.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know that I was, but I don't even know what they're song. What are they singing? I mean, obviously, how bizarre, but like, what is this? What is the rest of the song about?
Yeah, Brother Pele's in the back, Sweet Zena's in the front, cruising down the freeway in the hot sun. I think it's about hanging out. I think there's much more to it.
Well, that's a great song. Are you ready to see your weather report?
I haven't seen it or heard it yet.
I hope it's great. This is Ryan Wiggins. Of course, when the weather gets this way and we are forced to come into work while everybody else is working remotely, since everybody has adapted to that in post-COVID world, everybody understands how to do their job from home. We can't. So we're here. So Ryan Wiggins, and I hope like any good reporter, you acknowledged your cameraman, Ethan Hannaford, from the rooftop here.
Well, I didn't say it directly in the video.
Yeah, you just take all
talked
the glory.
to the camera.
Yeah.
But not to Ethan.
Not to Ethan?
No.
You didn't
It felt like
acknowledge
he
him?
was talking to me, though.
All right, well, let's watch this weather report from about 15 minutes ago here.
Look, you don't need this. This is a weather report. I'm up on the roof. It's a shot. Hey, you can see it's snowing. This is completely unnecessary. But this is what we do. We're the media. We assume you are a complete idiot. And you have no idea that it's snowing. So look, you can see it. Now you believe it. Because the media told you to. I mean, this is not a real job. This is not a real microphone. It's not plugged in. And it's a good thing that it's not, because it's a curling iron. The only way that this report is going to matter at all is if in post I tell you this isn't even snow. It's chemtrails. This is the world we live in. So hashtag chemtrails.
No, don't do that. It went south fast. What are you doing? Chemtrails?
Look, you want the hits or not?
Will you please report from the Mark Cox Morning Show? I had nothing to do with that.
I was crying.
It's for clicks. It's for clicks. This is the game we play.
Did you break my curling iron?
Yes. Over my knee because I was so mad. I want credit because when we walked up, there was a sign on the door that said, "Roof closed."
Not for the media.
Not for the media.
We
had
go where
media
the
passes.
story
We showed
is.
them our microphone. They're like, all right.
Who's them?
The door man.
There's nobody up there.
Guy.
Yeah, the doorman.
The YouTube live chat poll for today on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, live broadcast. You can go to the live chat portion of the live broadcast and tell us, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government? The choice that the Democrats say that you must make. Care about one or the other. First of all, we did hear about them complaining about the fact that Donald Trump hasn't lowered prices on everything. He's not been president for a month. My recollection is that Joe Biden was president for 4 years and the prices on everything went up the whole time.
Wasn't enough time. Needed a second term.
Apparently, he just needed 3 more weeks and it would have gotten that would have done the trick. What do you think about this poll?
Very much in the long-term fix versus the short-term fix here. So government is way more important because the price of eggs will come down soon. I don't know when, but that's a short-term problem with the chickens.
Let's talk about that though. Like, there's a bird flu thing, right?
Yeah, there is.
It's not just the price of goods is up. There was it in Texas? There was a bird problem, a chicken problem, and they had to kill a bunch of chickens.
Yeah, they killed a lot of chickens.
So when you have supply and demand and you wipe out a huge portion of the supply, it really doesn't matter who's in charge if it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The price is going to go up a little bit.
Yeah,
or a lot of it.
But I think most people know that that's why this is. So the argument is so stupid.
I wish what people would do is look at this as an opportunity to advocate for not having to rely on the government at all in order to price control your eggs. And you should get your own chickens and then realize how self-sustenance is really the key to not having to worry about these types of things.
Government is my answer. The government needs to be fixed.
Government. How did Ronald Reagan say government?
Government.
Government?
Yep.
We should get back to doing that. We should bring that back.
Just the pronunciation of the word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Deroy Murdock tell us to tear down this wall when he was talking about the Vatican today.
That was great.
Yeah. That made me
Mr.
laugh.
Pope, tear down this wall is what he said.
I don't know if he was serious. He might have been. He's serious enough. What do you think, Brad? On the YouTube poll, are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government?
Listen, there is no aspect of my life that the government isn't trying to get its fingers into, and my life is directly affected by the government way more than the price of eggs. I cannot eat eggs for a while until the price comes down and all that other stuff, so I'm voting government.
Ethan?
I mean, I think that in the long run, the price of government will eventually affect the price of eggs, will it not? Or just the price of everything. So I think that you could argue that voting for government is voting for kind of everything. So I would say government.
This is a smart answer. Did you hear what Ethan just said?
I was looking at Facebook.
He was really without paying any attention.
No, you weren't.
I was. My friend.
Yeah, you was.
My friend Kate got a haircut.
Did you do it?
No, not like yours.
So,
it's shorter.
how many inches do you think you cut off my hair?
3.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That much?
I did way more than
Oh my
this.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He took some liberties.
I did. That's the first thing my wife said when she saw it too. She said, "Whoa, that is more than an inch."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know how to respond to that.
For the people. Regarding the YouTube poll, like obviously the answer is government. I don't know who's voting for eggs. Yes,
8%.
8%. That's a little scoop.
Ethan, why don't you go ahead and give us the results?
How familiar? Give me like on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being the most you could possibly be. How familiar are you with the original 1994 classic Disney film Beauty and the Beast?
1 to 10, I would say I'm a 7.
So you feel pretty good about it.
I kind of know it.
I'd probably give it an 8.
Yeah, I mean, probably 7 or 8.
This isn't how much you like it.
No, it's just like how much you know. Because I'm going to
Yeah.
reference it right now,
Okay.
and I want to see if this is in the 7 or 8.
Doge is like a rose.
Shush,
losing its
no,
petals.
stop talking. No.
How
no.
much would it cost?
Stop! This is my analogy, and we're running out of time. You know, in the beginning of the movie, where the song is Belle, where she's going through the town and she goes to the library or whatever. There is this woman. She's just a very small part of this. It's the song is called Belle. What do they say? Bonjour. They go around. They say bonjour. Bonjour. First and foremost, have you ever seen the parody online that takes bonjour out and replaces it with "Hey girl"?
No.
Hi, Barbie.
Every time I come across that, I have to go watch it, and I laugh out loud the whole time.
I've never seen that.
Hey girl, the whole time instead of bonjour. But anyway, there's this lady in that song because she's around all the townspeople, and there is a lady that she's like, "I need 6 eggs." Do you know that lady?
No.
It's like the one person in Disney cartoons that I relate to the most. That's actually like my name in Disney forms is I need 6 eggs.
Okay.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah.
That's all the story.
What, really? Yeah. Can I read into what you were going for there?
Sure.
So the candle guy, he's like the Panama Canal. And the beast is government. And it needs to be
changed.
Killed.
No.
No?
You don't know Beauty and the Beast
I don't remember
at
how
all.
the film ends. I thought that Gaston killed him.
He turns into a man.
There's also
a beautiful prince.
Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie, probably. I think, yeah, she's my favorite princess. But there's a PowerPoint that also exists on the internet that proves why Gaston would have been the better choice. That Belle made the wrong choice with the Beast, and I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then I read it, and I was like, I think Gaston was the better choice.
The clock guy
Cogsworth.
is both Denmark and Greenland because of the internal conflict.
Oh my God.
And
Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Bell represents the American taxpayer.
Tulsi Gabbard.
That's what I meant.
She's about to be sworn in.
Mm-hmm. Just like Bell.
She was sworn in.
She was sworn into the
castle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then she met the beast, the government.
Tulsi has met
and she killed it.
Somebody tuned in to hear Mark Reardon.
Who's on assignment.
He just didn't want to be associated. He's like, I'm sick of being backed up to this show.
Every day at 3, he's like, okay, clean palate, everybody.
Yeah, everybody
We're gonna
pretend
reset.
that didn't happen. Ethan, you want to hit us up with the results again?
Gladly. 299 votes.
How did it turn out?
Come on, 300 votes.
On today's YouTube
Get on there
live chat
quickly.
poll.
You got 50 seconds.
I'll talk slowly. Are you more concerned about the price of eggs or the price of government?
Government.
We're still at government. We're still at 299 votes, so I've tried to stretch it out as long as I possibly could.
Just
I kind of teased it earlier, and it's still 8% in favor of the eggs. The other 92% are in favor of the government.
And in case anybody forgot, don't you forget about...
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Yeah, Mark Reardon, you heard it here first.
300 votes!
300 votes! Thanks for being with us. Mark Reardon Show next.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A multi-pronged approach to peace. Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump holding calls with the Russian and Ukrainian presidents and sending a negotiating team to Europe, hoping to begin talks on ending the war in Ukraine, while also sending the U.S. Treasury Secretary to Ukraine, where he presented an offer to President Zelensky on investments in rare earth minerals, oil, and infrastructure in Ukraine.
Instead of giving a loan to Ukraine that they would have to pay back at some point, which is what